Welcome to the Wileyverse, everyone. We're still in the throes of getting set up, so give us a moment while we tap on phones and get character sheets and all that fun stuff ready. I also need to update our session summary. Oh, we gotta get a DJ Magic Dragon turned on. Thank you.
I was so tired last time.
You'd been there for a while. Like
What's
you
up?
didn't go home from work.
No, and I had 2 drinks at work. And I had like 2 or 3 beers here, and like, fuck, man, I could barely keep my head up. That's why I took a cab. I was like, I don't think I'm drunk. I'm just worn out. Went too hard. I wasn't fully recovered from my pneumonia yet. Yeah, you don't have to tell us we're late.
That's my fault tonight, Wes. Couldn't get off work.
Thunderwave. Invisibility. My invisibility is touch. Does that mean I can make myself invisible too, or no?
Yes.
Okay.
You can make someone else invisible or yourself.
So why has it changed to blue like this for Thunderwave?
I think it's because you can cast
It-
it as...
No, if I
That's-
cast it as a 2nd level spell, I do extra damage.
Right. It's a lower level spell that it's showing you on the higher level list because it has additional effects.
Gotcha. Have we had a rest and all that stuff?
What the fuck were we doing? I don't remember anything, man. I got knocked out of Iron... whatever.
Iron Master.
To some new village, and we were going around inns and asking questions.
Asking all them questions.
Which I didn't really do anything about it.
Yeah. I'll recap in a second.
No, it's done for me.
Alright. How's that look? Not good at all. What's going on there?
Marrow chicken.
Oh, Robert found his way.
There we go. All right.
Hey guys!
Hey guys. Ooh. Session. We also have Sarah Nevada's in there.
Ooh, God, I'm glad I brought something then.
Okay.
Are we live?
We're live.
Is Wes here?
He is here.
Hey, Wes.
Called us out as late right off the bat.
I know. I don't know why you guys keep this game so late.
Now, someone has to work. Someone has to make money here. Make
your
that
new
money.
job.
Apparently it wasn't my week to close, but...
Allie got you into it or something? Or
Yeah,
you took it over from
Allie, if you're
Caleb?
watching this,
well, because Amy was watching her kids, so she's like, can I be first out? I'm like, I guess so.
You have a Sierra Nevada there. If you want to start with that. Okay. Alright. So, welcome to the Wileyverse. We are playing 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons. It is an all Dragonborn campaign. They are trying to save their homeland from threats abound from a god king that hates them to the second possible summoning of Tiamat. They have gone on this epic quest, and now they find themselves in the Great White North, looking for a lost dwarven city, which has a forge, which may be able to forge a god weapon from this metal they have found.
Great White North. Did we make it to Fantasy Canada?
You did. You remember? You got
No, I
escorted through the dwarven area.
wasn't sure where
Speaking
the
of
political
which-
boundaries were.
Yeah. Speaking of, let's go ahead and recap what just happened. So,
You fought a shark?
that was a while
That
ago.
was 3 sessions ago.
It's as if it was yesterday to me.
Yeah.
Oh, it was 2 sessions ago. We just missed 2 weeks.
Back in 2018.
Yeah.
All right. You made your way to Bryn Shander, which is the capital of Tin Towns, pretty much the capital of Icewind Dale, where you were supposed to wait for the contingent from Ironmaster, the dwarves, to send someone to you, because you weren't allowed in their kingdom. So you went bar hopping, all kinds of crazy stuff happened, but you ended up at the Rose and Rope, which turned out to be a
Cool place
kind
to
of
be.
a rogue haven and information brokerage.
What a strange place for an information broker up in the ass end of the north.
Stuff happens up there too. I mean, you didn't ask their affiliation to a larger network, but they seem to be pretty in the know about everything.
I wanted to ask, but I thought it would cost us more than we had.
Probably. So there you found out that Lord Crane is indeed trying to find you, and he has an agent in the north, Trustin Goldring, a gnome, specifically looking for you, and that he has also tasked the dragon Icewing to hunt you down.
Who was in Fireshear.
He was in Fireshear, waiting for you, and you didn't get off the boat.
My worry is that my worry is that they could be in contact, and it would not take long for a dragon to fly right over here.
And you stayed for a couple more days as you waited for the contingent, and they had just shown up. So the contingent just showed up, and I will reintroduce. I at the end of last session, I gave you descriptions, but now introductions are going to happen between you and the contingent from Ironmaster.
So far, I have Sleepy, Grumpy, and Doc.
That's pretty much it.
I do remember that.
Yeah. Daradral Deep Miner. Daradral Deep Miner is the kind of head of the expedition with you. He is a forge master. He is the one with the crutch and the bum leg. He is old, like he is all gray beard, craggy skin.
Crutch, you said.
He has a crutch. He has one of his legs, his hip got completely crushed, so it just doesn't work. Like it just flops there. Daradral. If you want me to spell any of these, let me know.
No, I take the drugs today. So.
I was just saying, I write them down the way I hear them.
Yep. Deep Miner. With him is that chunk of a dwarf, easily twice as girthy as any dwarf you've ever seen. Big. He's not. That's not his name.
So chunk?
No, that is not his name. He is a chonk.
Yes,
he is a huge, rosy-cheeked, like that neck beardy, because it's like he's just got too much flesh on his face, and he's carrying that keg. He's carrying a keg on his back.
I remember I wrote down one that's got a big keg.
Which has been
a picture of it, actually.
Which has nails and hooks in the side, which has tools and stuff hanging off of.
What is that? Well,
his name is Chom Deep Miner. Chom Deep Miner.
Oh, in relation
to Daradral Deep Miner.
And he is a level 12 chunk.
Yes. 15.
Oh, Lordy.
15 chunk.
Oh
my god. The abilities you get are 14 right before.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Then there's a scrawny, kind of scraggly, patchy bearded, bespectacled dwarf. You would almost mistake him for like a burly gnome if you didn't know he was a thin dwarf. His name is Ricker Longfoot.
Longfoot's easy to spell.
Well, you'd think.
You know what they say about people with long feet?
But it's actually
Big
an
shoes.
F-U with an umlaut T with a silent J afterwards.
Everyone always wants to say the umlaut. Nobody ever uses the S.
The what?
The S.
They lost that word. That's why.
It looks like this.
Yeah, we know. We don't speak of
It's
it.
a double S.
They shouldn't have been neutral in World War II.
And the last guy that's busting out of his breastplate, very old dwarf, is Broliel Platebeard. Broliel Platebeard. Sorry, Plate Braid.
Plate braid.
Is it, never mind. Plate, P-L-A-I-T-E?
Plate.
What did you tell us about Longfoot, by the way? Anything?
Scrawny, wears glasses.
Okay.
He's so small, he looks like a gnome.
Does Broliel, in fact, have plates of metal in his braided beard?
No.
Or was it plates like cornrows?
No.
That's why I asked you,
Yeah.
what? P-L-A-I-T?
Does he have a pleated coat?
Yeah. Nope.
Called plates.
Just plate braid. All right. They all sit down and they tell you who they are. Daradrill is the Forge Master. He is the one that's going to be helping you forge this thing. He will want to take a look at the metal beforehand, but you don't have to whip it out here. His grandson,
Thankfully for everybody.
Chom, is there to assist in the
Howdy.
forging.
What's in that barrel, Sean?
All the tools necessary for
Hooks and all
Daradril's
that. Yeah, that's a
forging.
right.
He doesn't talk. Chom doesn't talk much. He just kind of sits there and looks stupid. Picks his nose. He goes after his nails, like sideways, chewing on nails and digging dirt out of them and stuff. Ricker is a cartographer, and he is hoping to, map out and, add to the Dwarven's current geography where Volkundrel really is, and kind of be that discoverer that I'm the dwarf that mapped it out and found it, from your old maps. He is scrawny, he is talkative, he's the one that you interact with the most. He seems the most knowledgeable. He's a bookworm. He has, well, actually, yeah, we do this and that. The last guy doesn't talk much. He also doesn't hear much. Broliel was one of the forge guards, kind of like the honor guards. Super tough fighter back in his day, but he's retired, and he owes a debt to Daradrill, so he's here as the bodyguard.
Okay,
What?
Gotcha.
What?
What
did he say?
Well, I'll plainly ask them. Are you the sortie we were expecting after word from Greybender to the north?
Yes, we are here to help you find the legendary Volkundrel. I can't believe that you actually got a piece of the map from Castle Never. That is amazing. Can I see it? Ricker. Yeah.
Well, yeah, why not? Yeah. Do you know how he made that map? It's just quite a tale.
I probably have the map on.
You have everything in the sack.
I'm very interested in you telling me. He reaches down, he pulls out a book and an ink pot and a quill, and it's like, yes, I want to hear the story.
I'll be glad to tell you of the course of the travels, but no.
He puts it away and he looks at the
right back with you.
looks at the map. Yes, no. Wow, there is not a lot here to go off of. These peak names, don't recognize any of it. But wait, this lake. I think I know where this lake is.
Dude. Could we reach there in any acceptable marching order with are you well for travel, Mr. Daradrill Deepmeyer?
We have a cart.
Good.
Some yucks. We won't slow you down. Of course, we do have a bunch of tools with us, so you can't just go off at a wild pace.
Tell him he can fly. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I was very excited. I didn't know if we could or not.
Just use the rod, the immovable rod, and like.
Like fucking ice climbers on the.
Just like swinging, like kind of like a video game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Ice climbers. Yeah.
I mean, technically I could. That would just be extreme feat of strength.
Oh yeah.
Wonderful. Thanks for bringing the cart. On the cart.
Yes, but by cart it should take us. I can't see it more than 4 or 5 days to find the lake, and from there, if it's the lake I'm thinking of, it'd be a straight shot south. And I don't even know how you would hide an entrance to the legendary Volcundral. It should just be staring right at us from the peak. I don't know even how anyone would have not found it before.
And perhaps it is not where you think it is.
Huh. You're true. We have to be optimistic about this. I mean, this is a dwarven map.
Forgive me. Perhaps it is where you think it is.
Otherwise, this is going to take a lot longer. I mean, we'd have to quarantine off, survey areas. Cartography is a skill of precision and patience.
Oh. Well, I'm sure we can manage.
Ooh, that's
something
terrible.
here.
Oh, it's an IPA. Oh man.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That's why I should have. That's why I should have went with the section.
You want one?
Torpedo, yeah. Sorry, I thought everyone understood.
Yeah.
Those sound like they're pretty
Sierra
good.
Nevada
I say,
is.
We're not
I
sponsored by
should've
Sierra
known.
Nevada.
Should have known.
Say he's
We
sick
just
right
stay
now?
there.
I am not.
We're not sponsored by Sierra
There
Nevada.
you
go.
Pass that bad boy this way.
All right. They are, and they're really ready to go whenever you are. I mean, they want us. They just got here, so just stay the night and head out in the morning if you want.
Oh shit, it's either that, freeze to death out in the tundra.
Well, I was gonna say,
let's just fucking go.
We got what we needed from the Rails and Rope.
Exactly.
And you know that they can only hide the information for so long.
It's true. And
Yeah.
the contingent's already here. Like our group that's taking this is already here, so we might as well just make haste.
We should let them know that we may be expecting a dragon.
You might not want to let them know that at all.
Why not? They're here to help us. They should be prepared.
Oh, on this rope. I'm sorry, that's not the right English word. It's
What's it?
stupid.
Plague Braid, you seem a veteran of
I
war.
still don't have the spell silence. I don't ever get that.
Huh?
Plague Braid. Oh shit.
That's
Plague
me.
Braid? I like your name. What sort
He's
of?
got no lips.
I know it's very disturbing that you all do. What
It means you
sort
can't
of?
read your lips to speak
Oh,
up. Speak
fuck me.
up.
You write what? Or they probably.
You don't speak Dwarven.
No, it's Elvish
No.
is the...
Elvish.
What
Somebody
are
just
everyone's
relay-
language?
I think I just speak Draconic and Common with this character. This is my first
Same.
non-speaking
I'm intelligence 10,
character.
draconic and common.
Pretty much the same.
I'm amazed I can speak common, honestly.
I was like, I think I'm the one who got like an extra...
It's like super weird for me not to take the language, but I wanted some other stuff. There we are. Damn it. It says language right there. You got Common and Draconic. And I remember that came up when we met somebody else. And I was like, "What's speaking?"
I want to know what sort of
What sort of
hazards, predators. What sort of trouble we may be finding traveling through this land, this cold, frigid place.
Huh?
Can somebody please relay that to your guardsmen?
Can we just skim that he's yelling at this point?
Ricker is like, oh, there's all kinds of dangers up here, from Wendigo and wolves and even dragons. Lots of white dragons up here.
Well, we
It's
might
a good
have
thing
one
that they
for
are
you.
territorial and don't band together.
What is a Wendigo?
It's a large, furry, bipedal creature, ferocious. Think an ogre, but with fur.
Until you
It's
said
like a big
ferocious.
human.
I said, until he said ferocious, I thought he meant dwarf.
Yeah. How do your ships float?
What?
he's still on the ironclads.
Oh. So, wait, what?
Are you guys ready to go?
Nobody's gonna ever answer me that. I'm
No.
never gonna know.
I would have been curious.
Like, unless anyone else has any business in town,
I put your new items with their corresponding
Oh, what?
bonuses
Oh, yeah,
on your
yeah.
stuff. So you have the vicious bow; it's got its right bonuses.
I see that.
You have your
Yeah.
paragons.
yeah.
Have you read all that stuff that it does?
Oh shit! Did you get some artifact details?
Yeah.
So
you don't have to tell me. That's exciting.
the other thing is you do now have weapons that you don't need.
Sorry, it takes an extra 7 damage of the weapons. Oh, piercing does.
You never know when javelins are going to come in handy.
Do you want to just keep a hold of your old weapons, like your old short bow and your old mace? Or did you want to exchange them for gold or other things?
Mine was still magic.
Yeah, your vicious bow now is much better than the old one.
True.
Like your old one's +1, your vicious bow is a +2 or 3.
I would absolutely just probably try to sell mine.
Yeah, trade it
I
off.
think I want to keep Spitfire just in case. Well, maybe one more round.
I don't ever like go swinging my mace at somebody. Like
Where are you keeping it?
Oh, then I guess I'll get rid of it.
Yeah, because I've been like, do you have 2 bows on you? Like,
No, it makes sense.
and you can keep it just to like have him put it in the bag if you wanna.
It's in your sack. No, because I'll get rid of it. Because that wouldn't do me any good. I was just thinking like if I ever had a disadvantage, this would give me even that out. But why not do it? It's gonna do so much damage. I'll sell it. Buy Spitfire.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check. The rose and rope will barter. You
I know it's heavy.
You can
Oh,
give
sorry,
those
that's
weapons to the
ridiculous.
rose and rope for services, or you can have them sell them for you. But you're not going to be able to go to like the general store and sell a magic item. That's not how things work.
20,
So
20. It's not natural, but 20.
a 20 like with the bonuses.
Yeah. Because I can't roll any.
So do you want to put it towards services or try to recoup some of the money you lost? Information brokerage, either
those
protecting you from getting known or giving you more information.
I would be wanting to do that because that's what I do.
But you also spent a lot of gold, and you can recoup some of that by selling your magic items.
I only have 200 gold left on me.
You only have what?
200
Oh,
gold.
you got way more gold.
Yeah, because you spent the majority
that's
of
right, I
it.
spent the majority.
Your underhanded ways.
Hey, that's not normally how we do it. But yeah, let's sell it.
Okay. So with the 20, get 150 gold back.
And I just took it off my quit list, so you can clear it from. Oh, I can remove it.
You can remove it, and you can remove yours.
How much did I get back? Sorry.
150. So I don't know how you want to split that up, going back to that fund that you spent towards all this information, but you spent the most of it.
I'll just. How much was 150? Right. Sorry.
150. Just
He's
like
getting
just go ahead.
150
And,
for his thing, right?
no, for both weapons.
Oh, okay.
So let's just do 75. 75.
You can just have it all.
Because you spent the
spent
most.
the most money.
Okay, so now you've told me again what it was.
150.
I haven't been bothered before about keeping the sword and the maul. I like the idea of having the maul for when there's things I want to hit that I don't want to like. This.
Yeah. Your sword, you carry your maul, and your sword is in your ceremonial scabbard.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you also have a hook ring for the maul on the opposite side of your sword.
One thing I don't know what to do is with the gaff. I have the gaff too.
You can keep it in the bag for the most part.
Right.
It's very long. I mean, it's a boat hook. It's like 9 feet long.
It's the wood that's interesting, not the hook. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the metal has been well maintained, but it's obviously been replaced several times, and it's just iron.
Yeah.
The wood is like really nice and sealed and taken care of.
No.
This new fucking mace is fucking ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
While holding it, you just get this.
Yeah.
You also can do this.
That's
and this, and
that's
this, and this, and this. And that's stage 1.
Like I was going fancy free with my I wonder if we would do this and this, but even that I was like, it probably does way better shit than this. Like, are you reading it?
Jesus Christ.
What does it do?
Does all kinds of stuff. While holding it, you can use an action to cast Detect Evil and Good, Detect Magic, Detect Poison and Disease, Daylight, or See Invisibility. As an action, you can plant the heft into this rod into the ground, whereupon the rod's head shines bright light at 60-foot radius and dim light for an additional 60 feet. While in the bright light, you and any creature that is friendly to you gain +1 bonus to
Armor class.
And saving throws and can sense the location of any invisible hostile creature that is also in the bright light. The rod's head stops glowing, and the effect ends after 10 minutes, or when a creature uses an action to pull the rod from the ground. The haft of this mighty weapon is penis-shaped.
Inspiration.
Hey!
All right. So the next morning, everyone's bright and ready to set off, except for Chom, who has to be goaded out and still has like 2 plates of food that he's bringing with him.
Which I'm sure Ayasa is also doing the same.
They have a cart. It is pulled by 2 big furry yaks.
And me.
And you, like you're just gonna strap yourself in. I'm assuming you guys are all using your mounts.
Oh
your
yeah.
Ebony chargers.
That would make
Plug
too
the
much
rust.
sense for us.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And off you set into the frozen
Sorry.
waste. Like, you
Nothing but faithful and loyal, my lord.
you actually pass through another town at the end of that day. Another one of the 10 towns, and you can stay there.
Alright.
After that, you cross a river, and then kind of head out into
Do we ford or ferry?
your bridge.
Huh?
Yeah.
Good. That's the best option.
Yes.
This is the best option.
Where you follow a path for a while, but they kind of tell you that this is going off into the wilderness. Like, there's some towns out here. There's some Uthgardi tribes. But
Uthgardi.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's wonderful.
the Northmen.
I needed Unther. Unther is
Yeah,
our
not-
great enemy.
yeah.
Sorry, I heard I was like,
What? Uthgard, not Unther.
Your response, I was like, the fuck do you mean?
But
Sorry.
really, like, there's just nothing.
Yeah.
Like, you're way to the north is the glacier. You can see parts of the blue up on the horizon. To your south is the World's Edge Mountains. You can World's Spine.
Oh my
World's
god,
Edge.
do we get any Aurora Borealis?
Oh yeah,
Like that?
like
Oh.
it's probably blows your goddamn minds the first
Yeah.
time you're out here,
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
sky is literally lighting up with green and blue and yellows, and you're like, and all the dwarves are just going about their business.
That's the opposite of shit is.
She has no idea.
No idea.
But Ricker will explain that it's just it's
It's what?
the
What does he say that is?
oh
Because it looks like it's a great tapeworm in the sky of magnificent colors.
he says something about some god left that in the sky for
Oh,
something,
Fuck
that
it,
kind of
then.
crap.
Alright. Well, we can't
Um,
explain with science. It is a god.
Yes.
You're next just excited to see a
It-
yak.
Yeah, look at that.
Don't talk back.
Yakety yak. It is like just white, like
Yeah.
white for as far as the eye can see.
Just
Cold as shit. You guys are bundled up in your furs, except you.
Deal with that.
I think. Would you really? Are you really not in furs and stuff like that? Are you really like boasting like, oh, I feel fine? Or are you?
Like, why would he restrict his movement with furs if he didn't have to?
Oh wow. That probably looks really impressive. Like oh,
Yeah.
finally.
Like
our
all you
leader
guys,
takes
like all you
charge
guys
in
are
the
like
march.
in that, and he's just sitting there in his scale mail, like
Look at
walking with his
Savrov, so
staff.
determined for our quest. Like we must be really getting close.
Yeah.
He's gone mad with determination.
You come up over a ridge line, and you look down, and there's kind of a bowl area, and you've seen a river to the south. It goes from river to stream to back and forth, but that kind of comes over and down into this bowl, and over there you see a lake, and you can only tell that it's a lake because it's a little bit more shimmery white than flat white.
Right. Yeah.
But on one corner of this lake, well, Gargarl, what's
Hey,
going on?
How you doing?
On one bowl of this lake, one curve of this lake, you see a whole bunch of little, semi-permanent structures.
It's alright. I didn't know any of you actually had a microphone in here. Have you been missing the audio the whole time from these people?
No, he's only listening to us. He's not watching the video.
Oh.
I swear. Okay, but. Okay.
So like, Robert, put your shirt back on.
There's some semi-permanent structures. You see little tendrils of cook fires coming off. There's like a little settlement on the edge of this lake.
Do the doors know? I'll ask her there.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant, did they see it?
I don't have it marked down here, but they may be able to tell us, depending on how long they've been here, if there is something to the south. Maybe they know something about where this Volcundral could have been. Anything that they know could help. Well, as long as they're not raiders or...
I was just about to say, do we know if they are friendlies?
We don't, honestly. Someone should go up and scout it out.
I was going to say on the hand if you could see it in front of
Hey, Zerlax. You know that thing that you do all the time?
You are our scout.
Stealth up, or are you going to...
There could be Uthgardians.
Invisibility or stealth up?
Well, I mean, is it all snow covered? Like, is this white out here?
Oh, yeah.
Am I dressed in white furs? Or am I not looking so great?
The
Standing out a bit?
Yasa touches your furs, and now they're white.
Yeah.
Huh? It's day.
That's day.
Mm-hmm.
I'll sneak if I'm wearing white.
God, can you imagine sneaking somebody up in a sun reflective
Oh,
snow field? I mean,
But you guys are making me feel like I should be.
You'd have to be.
No,
I mean,
no.
I'm just
How long is
saying, you'd have to be
invisibility?
pretty
I
fucking
think 10 minutes.
sneaky to sneak up on somebody in an endless snowy field.
Up to an hour.
Yeah.
Until you listen to
Concentrate.
Like,
No, it's a Drake.
precious
Excuse me. Yeah,
emails.
just touch it works for an hour.
Turn yourself visible.
I just need an eyelash encased in gum airbag.
You have...
Oh, we have,
I know, I'm just
these
saying.
dwarves have eyelashes for days.
Every time I get a new spell, I'm like, what the fuck kind of component is
Alright,
this?
you have a spell focus.
Okay. So, let's be
You
invisible.
that shit. What's your focus, by the way? What do you focus your magic through? Oh, is that
I
private?
don't know.
He's... Yeah.
Actually, don't
We've
know.
never talked about it with him, but
What?
he has it. He just doesn't know it.
You don't even care about this game.
I don't care about components. I really do.
Yeah, I was gonna say we've played several games where components
It's
are an issue, so I don't know.
it puts the magic.
Well, I mean,
Nah,
I know
it puts
that's
more
like,
record keeping into
that's
the
like
game.
That's like what the
It's
pearls
such a
were.
fun
And,
detail.
You do have to have a pearl. Like, I am still a stickler on if it has
Well,
a
at
monetary
cost
component,
components.
because
That's a mechanic.
yeah, because that is a barrier. Like
Yeah.
you can't just use these powerful spells that have that monetary value set to them. That's to curb the fact that no one's running around casting wish every day.
That was exactly
like-
the example I was going to use. Like, oh, I have 3 level 9 slots. I'll just cast
Wish,
3
wish,
wishes.
wish.
Yeah.
Like, fuck that.
Every 8 fucking hours.
Gotcha.
So, but yeah, for the most part, I ignore components. You have a thing on you that you focus your magic through. We'll figure that out whenever it becomes
So I
necessary.
haven't heard of it. Sorry, it was just.
Yeah.
It's my.
See, we're playing another game where he's like, he wants to go dive deep, dig deep into magic. So we are like components and things are necessary and all that stuff.
We
Golems
did it
and spell
briefly with Dark
creation.
Sun. I think we
and-
actually voted it out eventually just because I was like, where the fuck am I going to keep finding, like, wool?
Yeah,
Like, 'cause I was
the
main
glass
guy,
for
what
the
fuck? Yeah,
for the
well,
lightning or
yeah,
something
that's
like
what it was.
that.
That's
and-
right.
What I like
glass.
about it is that I think it helps kind of like, I mean, it's very RP, but like when you go to a town or a settlement, like somebody keeps sheep, somebody does this and this and that.
And for the most part, the component pouch is the same thing where you just say, I have it, and I'm assumed to refill it every time I go to a settlement. Or I'm also assumed, like, in that hour before you go to sleep, you go out and forage some moss and some bark and some
I
this
think
and
they
some
even
that,
say
and
that in the
spider
book,
web.
like-
Yeah, it's just there. It refills. It's part of your upkeep. In my new world that I'm creating, adventurers have an upkeep cost. I'm not going to ask you to keep track of arrows or javelins, your meals. It's just going to be, you're this level adventurer, you need to spend this much a month or a week in gold, and that upkeeps all your gear. It keeps it repaired. It
Is
keeps
that right
your
with
quiver
classes?
full.
Like a monk, for instance.
Yes, its level and class type will have different varying levels that it's their upkeep cost. In Shadowrun, it's called
Lifestyle.
lifestyle, and then there's also the soda, state of the art
Oh yeah.
which is trying to keep ahead of the curve and all that stuff. But not in this game. This game is heroic, and you're above such petty
We're
things.
playing core book D&D here.
Yeah. Well, even in core book, you should be counting money. And this is an epic adventure where I'm not gonna have you guys starve to death or run out of arrows
That's
type
not very
thing.
epic, though, is it?
Yeah.
So maybe next time we play, because this was our first real
Yeah.
foray. We've been playing for quite a while. And I think
That's why
adding
my-
rules
You
and
guys
stuff-
have been saying this same line for at least a year now.
Because that's
Yeah,
how we've
it's
been
true.
playing this fucking game.
But that's why I'm making that world where it is going to matter. You're going to have to keep track of your gold. You're going to have to upkeep a lifestyle and a cost. You're going to adventure to get that that money. That it's going to be a.
I think that's what really makes dungeon
part of
crawl kind of games kind of fun too.
Oh, yeah.
Is like when you have to think about weight and
we did do something similar with Shadowrun. Like everything we did,
Everything.
I took the money.
Yeah.
Showers, like taking showers,
yeah.
cost money.
Yeah, I liked your decker that would hack the shower
Yeah.
system in the hotel.
To get the- Get that extra 5 minutes of hot
Because
water.
he had that money leftover stash and on the cred sticks. Was every time we stopped, I'd be like, "How much does food cost for everybody?" So I was feeding you guys, and I was
It
actually
fucking
eating
adds
that.
up, doesn't
Oh, yeah.
it? Yeah.
It was a lot. That thing was
So-
going down pretty quick. I'm like, we need to do some.
When I make my own world, it's going to be a lot more dungeony crawly, motivated. This is the epic game. You guys wanted an epic game. You wanted all the one race. We're doing the epic thing, and I love epic games too. So
Me too. Yeah, I like both. If you can find a way to marry those things. Ooh.
all right, so you turn yourself
Short
invisible
epic game.
and you head down the ridge, the bowl,
That's kinda-
and
Do
across.
I still need to be sneaky?
Yeah, to hide your sound
Moron,
and
isn't it?
your moving of snow and stuff, kicking up snow.
Oh no. No, that's not. It wasn't nice.
And you only need to do that when you're closer, but yeah, just make the roll.
I think
You have Boots of Elven Kind, right? They give you,
Yeah, I figure it out
Advantage.
all the time.
I think it gives you advantage on stealth checks.
who's of all kind,
So
yeah.
the ground starts moving across. You also have advantage on dex stealth checks. Okay, so I'm
So-
level 2 right now. So I got a 26.
All right.
Most
You approach
useful
this
magic.
place, and like I said, it is semi-permanent structures. These are
Yurts.
yurts. It seems like the community is well established. It's been here for a while. There's definitely parts that have been cut out. There's wood piles that are kept clean of snow. There's pens for animals. It seems that they're doing ice fishing. There's a lot of little rigs set up around holes where they keep the holes clear and are fishing out there. And you have several seats around where people are, with their poles that are just stuck into the ice itself.
I'm picturing the opening scene to Frozen with the ice cutting.
Ice cutting. They're not cutting ice because they're not
They gotta
selling
cut it
ice,
into the
but
fish.
but they're ice fishing. It's an ice fishing
You
community.
do drill for ice fishing.
Is that right?
That's a double hand.
Honestly, don't know. Is that,
No, I was gonna say
is that
like
what
it,
they
is,
do?
it looks bigger. It's kind of like
It's like one of those
cone.
bits.
It's like a cone drill, but you just kind of knee, and as you get deeper, it just kind of starts shredding it after it gets deeper.
Yeah, wouldn't it?
Pretty-
It's
that
like
makes
a
it-
comical
make it
kind
hold
of
up that
thing.
big, so you want the hole to be big enough, get your lines and stuff through, but not big enough to easily fall into.
The folks up here do not look Uthgardi. They don't look like the,
Oh, that's trouble.
but they look like normal, just kind of human tribesmen. You think you've even seen some of these clothing type and markings at the market at Bryn Shander. So they seem to be just normal,
The race is
civilized human.
human.
Yeah.
Right?
Just a fishing tribe, an ice fishing tribe up here.
What is the weaponry look like? Is there a stockade or anything like that?
They have some people that, almost everyone has spears. You see a couple hatchets on people. Everyone is equipped to fight, but there doesn't seem to be any distinctive guards.
Women and
This
children.
is,
Oh, sorry.
Oh, good question.
they have a knife. They'll have a knife on their side.
There are women and children.
Yes, there are women and
Okay.
children.
Huh. That should
This
be
is
easy to
just,
take
this is the little tribe.
Is it? I got in easily enough, but is it guarded? Is there a perimeter? Or are they're not looking out for anything?
Nope. The only thing that has walls around it are the animal pens. You do notice that so you're coming in from the, west. and the lake is below, is south of that, and it's kind of up on the northern eastern edge of the lake. So there is a group that's sitting kind of like the furthest out on the ice than all of the little ice holes fishing spots that just seem to be, they're not fishing. They probably are lookouts for something. So that seems to be the only protection or guards is looking to the south.
Does there seem to be an inn or a bar or anything
No,
like that?
this is just for this tribe.
Okay. But they don't look hostile. They just don't look like they expect visitors. All right. Well, I'll come on back and skinny some stuff. I'll shimmy on back and skinny. Do the shimmy skinny. Oh wait, no, sorry, I skipped a step. I would kind of like to go see what those dudes are doing off on the side on their own.
Okay. They have bows. So they seem like you've seen a couple bows around the town. Some people are holding them and wherever. Like they may go hunt other wild game or use them for protection. But all of these, there's 4 guys. They've got little stands, the little chairs out there that they're sitting on. They're sitting around a small fire, keeping themselves warm. But they all have bows, and they just are facing the south direction. Every once in a while, one will stand up, walk out south, and kind of like just pace back and forth for a while,
Just so
and then come back.
Sorry, so like lake, and then this kind of settlement's up here on the top. We came at it this direction.
You came the other way.
We came this way.
Yeah.
And then these guys are kind of down here.
Other way.
Over here.
Yeah.
Okay. Then backwards. All right. Just curious. Sorry. And they're all. Do they look like they're engaged in anything, or are they actually like hunting or looking or doing anything, or are they just kind of hanging out?
They're hanging out. They're talking, just about this and that.
Are they dressed the same? Are they part of the same group? It looks like.
They are dressed the same as everyone else.
Right on.
Their outfits seem a little bit more layered. If anything, like where other people are just wearing hides, these people seem to have specifically layered hides as if for more protection.
All right. So now I'll go back and tell everybody what I found.
What sort of disgusting mercenary band arms children fight against us?
Do you actually say
Despicable.
that?
No, I don't. I'm sorry. No. Oh, that sounds
I'm gonna
lovely.
take a migraine here.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was quick.
So I'm gonna
That's
take a migraine.
record timing.
It's a lane line.
Yeah, take a migraine means take a migraine
No, I got it.
medicine
Yeah.
because he's going to have a headache
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
dealing with you.
Yeah.
He's like, my mom used to say it all the time.
Oh, so it
She
seems
did
like
before the drugs.
these are just a local people,
Yes.
not a.
Well, we should go talk to them then.
Sure. They sound nice.
Perhaps
Do they look nice?
they look occupied.
Well, we have something in common then.
Yes. So perhaps the dwarves should ride ahead first. It is most likely that these people have seen their kind before ours.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
So how much forward do you want the dwarves to ride? Or do you just want to ride alongside of them, just not being in front, or do you want them to like go make first contact?
Draconic all advice.
I ride like 20 yards back.
Everybody would ride in the same group, maybe. Just like
The
in
cart
chunks,
with
we're not.
two
Yeah.
and two of you on either side.
Yeah, we're not hidden, but we're like, hey, check it out, we have some friendly folk with us. You know, we don't want to just ride up and be like, hey, scary.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'll make a note in Draconic that we absolutely need to secure the
You like show up
safety
and like, oh, sorry, I accidentally lightning. Oops.
of Daredevil deep miner.
Yeah.
Like we have to protect Daredevil deep miner at all costs. So
Well,
it's
he's the
not.
Forge Master, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Something tells me we're not gonna like roll up on these guys
Daryl.
that are instantly gonna
Daryl.
just like
Daryl.
shoot an
Yeah,
arrow
Daryl.
in his face, but
Barrel deep
Oh, Daredevil deep miner down on down
Daredevil.
way.
Dangle, dangle. So you guys
What do you
just
think, Dayton?
ride down
We got
at
excited making moves.
you guys ride down at cart pace, two to a side of the dwarven cart and head towards it. You could tell that they spot you pretty quickly coming down. I mean, there's again nothing out here, so there's some commotion on the side of the camp, and a group of folk break off. Young men, several with bows, the rest with spears start walking out to meet you.
All right. Careful, my lord.
Do you
We
still
still
have
don't
the,
know their intentions despite their appearances.
all the bad advice wrong? Do you still have the ring of the red?
Bam!
I actually said something sensible that time.
I know.
Yeah, well said. All right.
They call out to you in a pretty rough common, very heavily accented.
Accented, not like rough, like,
Okay.
"Whoa, what are you doing?"
No, like they don't.
Yeah,
they
like-
speak their own dialect.
It's kind of
Did
like,
the dwarves say anything?
No, the dwarves gonna look to you. You're the ones spearheading this.
They know these parts better than we do. So.
shit, I'll start up then. Flash my cape.
No. Optical.
All right, what do you say?
Say,
Trying to say he's bigger than
hello!
Greetings. What are you doing so far out?
Transylvanian fishing group.
Prospectors looking for an old site. Can we come by?
Like, the guy looks back at the others. They all look. He's like, oh, sure, come.
I think they've accepted us into the group.
It is probably because they use their words for show. Come on in.
They kind of fan out ahead of you. There seems to be like a lot of people, like children and folk, like kind of gathering, not doing what they should be doing because there's travelers, there's visitors. So they're all like oohs and ahs as you guys kind of ride into the little village. They kind of ride you into the little central area. There's a bigger structure, more wooden, long house. It looks like it's a central gathering place. And they say, please, relieve yourselves of your burdens and come in and relax.
Do not relieve yourself.
What are we supposed to do with it?
Like, don't pee
Yeah, no, so what are we supposed to do with it?
Stupid.
He said it.
That's kind of true.
I don't know that's PC, but he said it.
Do you stow your horses and
Yeah.
head into the longhouse?
That's what I
Yeah,
thought.
by the way, does that just freak everybody out? It just, I mean, they
the-
pretty much just poof
Yeah,
into
the
big
children
reasons,
and everyone
but
like ooh, like this and that. Like
I'll show somebody a second time if they're interested. My
Yeah,
holy steed probably gets annoyed with that.
Yeah, I don't mind stowing the horse and heading in one house, but like
keeping your bag and all, of course.
obviously like
You're walking in with all your stuff. You guys normally carry all your stuff anyway.
but definitely like
I thought we just put everything in the
I'll
sack.
kind of look at everyone to this way like just be careful.
They leave Broliel out at the cart. The dwarves, the other three dwarves go in. So you guys all walk in, and it's a long house. There's not even a table or anything. There's kind of like just three main fire pits dug in, and they're starting to stoke one. It wasn't even, there's nothing lit in here. This just looks like a big communal hangout for the tribe to be together, have meals before they go back to their yurts for the night, whatever. So they like stoke up a fire at one of the fire pits. They get you comfortable. You can like take your packs off and pile them in next to you where you're sitting. The ground is well packed and well worn from probably hundreds of hours of butts being sit on them in this big area.
So, so despite the fact that we're saying this place is semi-permanent, they've been here for a while.
They've been here for a
Or
while.
at least people have used this space, even if it's temporary.
Right.
Yeah, that's actually really good to know.
They bring in a couple wood planks, and on the wood planks is just this big mound of like yellow brownish, it just looks like a pile of snow or crust. Like it's blackened in areas, but normally it's like about a yellowish, dark brownish, or dark yellowish, light brownish crust just piled on these wood planks. And they bring in several of them and they put them around the fire, kind of in front of you guys.
Oh, thank you.
And then several older women and men sit down at the the Dragonborn over here and dwarves over here, they fill in the gaps on the other sides, giving you space, but their elders are there to talk to you.
Are they giving all of us space, or are they giving us space?
They're giving you,
Dragonborn?
both of you, both
Okay.
sides. So they're not like sitting arm in arm with you. They're sitting arm in arm with each other, and then there's space, you for space, more of the tribesmen,
Gotcha.
space, the dwarves, space them.
Okay.
Back around the circle around this fire
I
pit.
misunderstood. I thought you meant specifically they were giving like
Nope.
Dragonborn.
And then a couple of like younger women walk up, and they have bowls of some root vegetables and things like that, and a couple fruits. Looks like pears, like snow pears and things like that. They're kind of separate. They put them in front of those planks, which have that stuff. You're about to figure out do you know what it is? Do you think you know what it is?
No, I was. I didn't know. Are snow pears real? Is that a thing?
Mm-hmm.
Is that? I don't know. I've heard that before, and when you said it. What are they?
They're
Are they
like,
just
they're
pears
hard.
Do they really just grow in snow?
No, I mean they
Or
grow in
they can
cold
survive
weather.
in winter.
They're like
Okay.
white, too.
Yeah, they grow in cold weather.
Okay.
Colder weather.
Sorry.
So
I don't mean
what they do, and they take out their, like you see the women take out their knives, and these are kind of like Bowie knife type style. And they take the back of them and they start cracking at the crust, and they start peeling it away, and you might know what's going on here. Roll a
Knowledge of the sea.
there isn't
Assault
like a
dice.
knowledge check anymore, so roll either a history or an investigation, whichever's higher.
I roll a natural 1.
You have no idea what's going on.
they're salt pears.
They crack the stuff off and it crumbles, and outside of the yellow brown exterior, the more of it's there is white, and they crack it and peel chunks of it away, and there's a fish underneath all of this. So there's a fish sitting on the plank that's been piled with this stuff and crusted with it, and they break it all away, and they just take their knives and run it across the fish, and the scales kind of like come right off, and then they kind of like leave it like it's just exposed fish.
Cool.
And then there's like the vegetables, and then they put like the pears around it in like little slices, and then they back off. Like, what brings you all the way out here?
We came for a fish cake thing.
I'll laugh along when I say like, no, we are.
Ricker, if you're watching, Ricker reaches over, he grabs a pear, and takes it over the fish and just squeezes it, and the juice comes out onto it. Ooh. And then he just reaches in and just pulls, and it just shreds. It just shreds right off.
Oh shit!
And starts eating it.
I'll follow suit.
Okay.
And I'll say we are searching for something in these shows. We make quite fools of it may be, but out we look. What are you? What brings the community out here?
Well, this is the. Well, this is Silvervein.
Is it?
We've been here for, I think, 3 generations now.
Three generations and I'll start to,
and Daredrol like kind of perks up when they say Silvervein, and then Ricker whispers something to him, and then Daredrol goes.
Wait, he goes what?
So Daredrol goes like, huh? When he hears the word Silvervein, and then Ricker goes, and he goes, oh.
3 generations out here. You must be hardy folk indeed. I'm freezing my scales off. And I'll laugh, and I'll turn to Samroth, and I'll switch to Draconic, and in merry fashion, and I'll say 3 generations. Plenty of time for our enemies to come here asking people for our identities. We should be careful, but I like them. They say, "What is your name?" So the one talking to me.
We've been
As I'm
out here
squeezing.
for 3 generations.
Yeah.
What do you mean they've been here long enough for people to ask about us?
Well, because you know people are looking for you.
Yeah.
So
This isn't
this
some
thing
passing
didn't.
zone.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
thing didn't just pop up
I
yesterday.
misunderstood. Sorry,
Yeah.
I thought you were like 3 generations. I was like, are you looking
Yeah.
at
No,
Dragonborn or what? Okay. I
We've
got
been
you.
after your grandmother this whole time.
The fish is warm. Like it's not frozen or cold. It's just warm, like room temperature ish. It is smoky and salty and delicious,
Sounds delicious.
especially with that pear juice to cut through the salt.
So like, it sounds like sweet, salty lox.
Yeah, it's salt baked. It's salt smoked fish.
So
Where
this is a pile of salt.
there's a pile of salt that they put on top of it, and then they put it in a smoking room for weeks
Huh.
and just let it slow smoke with the salt drawing all the moisture out of it
Yeah.
and giving that flavor. And the peach cuts through that salt and flavors it, but it's delicious. It's like smoked salmon, but
Have you had it before?
no, I've just seen people do this.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
You've
I-
seen, like
Sounds fantastic.
I've sort of watched videos of
I
salt
don't eat
crust
fish, so
cooking
that's kinda like-
chickens
I was
and
about to
fish.
ask, like, tell me
like-
more of the Panama people.
Yeah. No, I like thinking today, like God, I should like go through all this food that I talk about in these
You
games
should.
and like try to attempt to make it
That's one of
and do a YouTube video channel of it.
Oh wow! Oh, that does look good.
Does it
I
have it?
want to say,
Yeah,
That
that's
looks
it.
great.
I want to say, man, like I don't see anyone else filling that kind of niche, man. You can probably do a cool fucking channel like that.
looks
Yep.
so good.
Isn't that so awesome?
Yeah, that looks great.
Oh wow!
And I don't like fish. That looks delicious to me.
Love fish. So that looks.
Something tells me that if you don't like fish, this might be kind of fishy.
It's probably pretty fishy, but I like smoked salmon.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what people mean by fishy.
Then you've lucked out and not ever had like a
Yeah.
shitty piece of fish.
Uh,
Have you ever opened fish and you're kind of like, ugh, that smell?
That funk smell.
So sometimes I can.
the only
taste
thing
that.
I think of is like when I go fishing, and I keep my catches in like a small little like
Mhm.
cooler thing. I open it up, I'm like, that's fucking
Funk.
passed out fish right there.
Yeah.
Is that what people mean? Like people taste that when they eat fish?
Oh yeah.
I sometimes fish has a really oceany flavor, if that makes sense. Like I
Like
taste a lot of
salty?
seawater
I
and
love
stuff.
salty.
Yeah. But it's good. But if it's got any kind of like funk to it, any kind of stink, or it's been out too long, it's almost I can't even touch it. Like yeah.
See, I think I know what that means,
Maybe
but
you
I
have
don't know if that means like
Maybe you have a stronger
chicken has a
constitution.
flavor, steak has a flavor, fish has a
When you
flavor.
cut a meatloaf a certain
Do
way.
people just
Yeah.
when people say fishy, do they say like it tastes like fish? Because I'm like,
Yeah,
well,
because
of course it fucking does.
So-
Like,
yeah, and people don't like that.
Yeah, have
There's
you
some
ever-
people that do not
yeah.
like that specific
sometimes
flavor.
like chicken's
profile.
undercooked. I
but
don't
people
like it.
advertise. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. Sometimes chicken's undercooked. I don't like the way that tastes. A rare steak has a flavor as well. It's bloody. An improperly cooked fish or improperly stored fish also has a funk to it. I can only describe it
Okay,
as
so it's
fishy.
still something more. Because when you see some people
Yeah.
advertise it, well,
See
this
it
fish
back into
doesn't
the
taste fishy. This is the conversation
Yeah.
we're having over.
Over this.
Yeah.
So what do
Same
you ask these
thing.
folk? What are you gonna tell them about what's going on while you're enjoying their salt-crusted
We're out
fish?
here looking for shit out in the
Well,
wilderness.
then we can tell them that we're looking for a forge, but not why. Or we
Well,
might
you're looking for a city. Like you can keep it at that top level. The city, you find the city, the forge is in it. So you're looking for a dwarven.
We're here with a
Ruin.
cartographer
It's a
looking
good
for a
point.
lost dwarven point.
we're cartographer, and then we could say that I'm seafaring and we're traders, so we're trying to build a route with these guys, and that would make the point for the cartographer.
Well, that's just a lie.
And Ricker could
I
even
mean, sort of.
like none of you speak Dwarvish, right?
No.
No.
Okay.
no.
So Ricker can even say like I can show them the map. They can probably identify if this is the right place.
No, that's what I'm hoping for. These people have been here generations. Yeah.
Zaproth, what do you ask these people?
Do you have anything besides fish to eat?
Oh,
Those
this is our Lord
vegetables.
Savrov.
There's the bowl of vegetables.
He has a delicate palate.
No, it's a fishing village. That's pretty much all they have to eat.
They bring you some yellow snow.
Yellow snow cones.
What's that taste like?
Give it a lick.
There's the human delicacy.
I bet someone's gonna make it like a half pear, like the Italian ice, over a pear instead of an orange.
Well, did these guys actually like ask them something?
Well, we were discussing what do we want to tell them.
What do you want to ask them? How do you want to approach?
Ricker said something to us in character. He suggested you could show them the map. I was just discussing that rather than tell them we're going to the forge, it's like we're here because we're Dragonborn. We do trade. We're Clint Golda. We're here with a cartographer. He's looking for something specific. We're helping him out. That's why we're here, and that's why they're there. It's mostly true.
Mm-hmm.
Without really telling them what we're doing here.
Don't want to deceive people here. So.
Because, if you tell them what you're doing here, it could put them in danger.
We're also lying through omission already.
That makes me want to just tell them even more, like, hey, just so you know.
So don't let Sabroth tell them.
Don't let Rofrost.
Rofrost, excuse me.
No, excuse me. Like, they might be in danger now. Maybe it's better that we do tell them.
Savrath.
I think it's okay to show them the map. Maybe just ask them, like, do you know where any of these things are on the map?
So you just want to go straight for the map and just, what's on the map?
Yeah, we're looking for something.
Yeah,
We have a cartographer. We're looking for something.
We can even tell them we're surprised we found you out here. You're not on our map.
And not specifically like
That's a good
say
point.
exactly what we're
Yeah.
looking for, but
we're surprised to see you.
hey, do you know any of these things? Like
Yeah.
even some of these like landmarks that the dwarves don't know about, that Ricker doesn't know about. Like, hey,
Yeah, this map
do you know
is
what this
obviously out of
is? Do
date.
you know
Yeah.
what that is?
Can we add you to the map?
So yeah, you're like, we're looking for something out here. Say whatever you want. Prospectors, trade route, just cartographer looking for ruins. It doesn't matter to them. They're not looking for your wealth, any wealth or anything like that. You can show them the map, and they look at it and they go, "Oh, south. There's. You don't want to go south. There's a tribe of vicious orcs that live down there. We don't know where they come from, but as long as we try to avoid them as much as possible. We don't send any of our hunting parties down south.
South would be the what are we? They would call the 100 Teeth.
That's 40K.
Oh.
You're talking about the
Many arrows.
Yeah, that's way.
They're the same fucking thing though, aren't they?
Yeah, that's way east.
Yeah. But Rofrost.
Yeah.
We heard that's
you
one
heard,
orc tribe we heard in this area.
The mini arrows, the horde
Many
lands.
arrows, yeah.
But yeah, they don't know anything about mini arrows or any of that, but they just know that south are these vicious beast orcs that attack anything that comes near them.
Wild.
And sometimes even raiding parties come as far as this up here.
Really?
So.
He said why your men are posted south of the lake.
ETs? Yes.
I mean, I didn't see any people south of the lake.
They don't seem to notice you.
Give my stupid rogue self
They're
away.
like, yes, absolutely, we have more people out
Also,
there.
you want to cover your windows when you bathe.
Darajel is like, orcs don't live on the plains. They live in caves or other places. Might be a good sign that there are orcs down there.
Why would you say that?
Because they're living in something. Maybe the ruins.
Oh. You dwarves know the orcs well.
My axe knows dwarves well.
Does it?
I think we have a different definition of the word good.
I think I know what you meant, but
No, I
I
don't
think
know.
you
No.
translated it with the north.
No, I'm just saying he's like, it's a good thing.
No, I know what you're
I'm
saying.
what?
Rofrost knows what you're saying, but he's
Yeah,
also
okay.
giving you shit.
Translator of the North.
That's actually pretty cool information to have. What just happened there?
It does make sense.
Live on a
If
place
they're
one of these-
specifically here, that means that they have shelter.
Mm-hmm.
but they probably are not likely to talk about it.
We can make orcs talk.
Can you? Who said that, actually?
Daredrill.
Daredrill, the old one.
That's funny.
I like that he's the old one, but his bodyguard is the one that's deaf.
And he's outside.
See, good. He'll listen out for any danger.
Yeah. What?
Oh, Jeezy Pete's.
That's the only information they give us is there's nothing south.
Yeah, they just warn you against it. You're like,
I want to.
They don't know any of the other landmarks or anything on the map. They're just
Nope.
like,
When they say they've been here for 3 generations, does that mean they've stayed in this camp for 3 generations? They don't like have some bigger place to go, or they don't know who you did.
they do. They are part of a bigger tribe that's around this area. They're a fragment of it. Sometimes they do leave this area if they kind of like they don't want to overfish it. But this camp has been here, and these fishers have been coming here for 3 generations.
Gotcha. Okay.
They gotta know the land well. Rofrost wants to cross-reference this map with like how
You want to use
how
the
far
sword.
we've been traveling into this region, and how like where would South be in relation to what we think Volcaras is.
Was
Volcundrel?
Volcundrel, thank you. I was
was-
thinking about this just for that.
did
I mean, Ricker can tell you that this seems.
Ricker had the lake
Yeah.
on his map,
Yeah.
right? So that he knows where.
It looks like this lake. Volcundrel had a lake to the north of it. This seems right. Of course, he doesn't know the scale of the map you took this off of versus the scales of his maps. It's 1,000-year map comparison, and landmarks that aren't named the same anymore, lakes that weren't and were
And there's
there
some
on
forests.
some maps or not. There's also been 2 sunderings. The weave broke once. The entire land stretched and then condensed. Like you're talking about,
We don't know who made the map.
right?
Like, yeah.
Like the landscape has literally physically changed 3 times in the last 2,000 years.
Well, that's something, isn't it?
It's something to consider. You're correct.
Yeah. So there is no hard and fast. I lay this map over this map and it's perfect.
No, I know.
But this is some.
I was prompting
things-
an intelligence roll to
Yeah.
guesstimate how.
Yeah. This is all looking pretty good, and Ricker thinks that you guys are in the right spot. You just need to go south and find this entrance to this ancient dwarven land.
That would put us in danger.
When are we not in danger?
Put Lord Salvath in danger. I'm sure he's up for it, but it's a consideration. Let's not go blindly. But
Lord
if we do,
Savroth
we'll go
didn't want to be
boldly.
in danger. He wouldn't have grabbed us all and thrown us on that boat.
I agree.
Ooh,
No,
fucking
no,
dialysis
ooh.
shit.
I agree, but it is our duty to bring up the subject.
It's your duty.
okay.
Everyone here who
You feel
hasn't
hard
died
roll?
in the midst of combat, raise their hands.
What, have I done yet?
Yes.
I've done it. I've been killed. I forgot
It's
about
like
that.
YouTube,
Yeah.
pretty much. Like,
Exactly. So those who raise their hands don't know the hardships of direct combat as well as us.
Hey, poke your eyes out.
Games.
Poke your eyes out games. That's a fun day. I
no,
want
it's,
a game that's so good I just want to poke my fucking eyes out.
it's all fun and games.
You poke your eyes out. Get it out.
It's all fun until someone loses an eye, then it's just fun.
To me, it's all fun and games until someone loses an eye. Then it's a sport.
Welcome to the Wileyverse.
All right,
Sounds
so
great.
you
Yeah.
guys want to head off south?
No, before we do, though, I will warn this council has fed us in this. Just so you know, we should tell you, just as travelers, you've given us information. We should give you information as well. We have heard that there has been a white dragon that has been known to come around this region recently. Be aware. Be prepared.
Besides the grip of white dragons.
Yeah, you told them that, they all go like, murmur, 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 murmur.
Okay, well, take it as you will.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't lead these people. without it.
Inspiration.
Well, I was gonna say,
Nice.
didn't one of them say too that there were dangers, including?
They
no, Ricker
mentioned-
said that.
That Ricker
sorry,
said that.
Yeah, sorry, Ricker said that.
Yeah,
So Robert, you're the only one that gets it.
You got the games are so good, you poke your eyes out.
Star Wars guy.
You're a Star Wars guy.
Hey, yeah, it's me. I'm the smart one in the group. You'll find out real quick.
All right, give me that inspiration back. All right. So you guys, you tell them that, they kind of murmur to each other, and they, thank you for the information.
I know it's grim foretell. I know it's grim news, but
Daredevil picks up one of
grim than
the
unprepared.
Daredevil picks up one of the fish that hasn't been touched yet, and I was like, "All right, let's be going." And he takes it outside with him.
Wait, he takes the whole fish.
Yeah, to Brolio, because he wasn't in there for
That's
for
funny.
eating. So head south.
How are our rations, by the way, before we leave?
You're fine.
what
Epic
did
game.
the- yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You have a bag of holding. You get plenty of
That was
food.
something I had said when we were in Never, when we were in Castle.
Oh, you
Never.
did say
I
that.
was like,
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
Like, how long have we been here? What are we fucking eating? And he's like, yeah, food, don't worry about it.
It's true.
What was I gonna say? Do we want to head out? Do we want to head out this evening? Or do we
I mean, it's still kind of middle of the day.
Oh, that's right.
So like you could get a couple hours of travel in, and they'll let you stay at the longhouse if you want, but you'll be wasting half a day.
No, there's no reason. Oh, I'm not in
Yeah.
charge of this.
No, yeah, there's no reason. Like,
We don't know how far we're going to be traveling, though, and it sounds like we're going to be traveling into hostile territory. We might want to consider getting what rest we can while we can.
Well, can we consider it a short rest, or can get us? I have like one spell slot in this, and can I get?
Oh yeah, you could get. Well, no, you need a long rest. You need a long rest for your spells.
Yeah.
You're not a wizard.
That's fine. Okay.
So,
But I was saying, it might be a last great chance of getting in any actual.
stay in Silvervein or head out and get some time in towards the location.
As much as I hate to say it, the Sabrad Rofras may not be pleased the longer we stay here, the more we put these people in danger.
That is true as well.
It is true, yes. We have to consider all these things.
we're gonna head out.
All right.
As of
So you
world-
guys head
as
out.
world wills. March, we do.
You head south
And
towards the
by march, he
mountains.
means ride on our horses and
It's a general
In the
thing.
cart.
Sounds good in the
yeah, march is what
March.
we're doing.
sounds good in the books.
You Ricker is pulling out all kinds of maps and such. He even pulls out a peak line, it's a mountain line tracing, and tries to map that up. Also, during all this, you guys can be talking to them, but he definitely wants to hear and write down anything you want to tell him, especially about how you obtained your map. If you want to tell him that whole story of Castle Never and all that jazz,
Boy, do
he
I.
will.
I mean, they would
He will
love to
totally
hear
write
about
that
all
down.
weird, what was it, Rumble thing?
Rumble
Yeah,
thing.
what do they think about it?
Oh, they think it's amazing. You do find out that they feel pretty bad that Iron Master only sent them. Iron Master's pretty deep in its dwarven collective right now. They've got problems of their own.
Yeah.
And so you got these four guys to try to come with you for this epic
I'll
quest.
tell them that we got up north pretty quick, relatively quick, and they were probably caught by surprise by the whole thing, and probably didn't have time to give the proper reference to what happened in Castle Never.
I think Zernax would kind of hint at that. Or do they feel bad because there's only four of them, or do they feel bad because they're not capable?
Well, for Ricker and
Forge
Daredrill,
Master, was it honorary? We were you're
no,
a Forge Master.
Ricker and Daredrill both say that this should have been taken more seriously. To find Volcundrel and the God Forge,
Story of our fucking life.
they should have sent out an entire contingent, multiple Forge Masters, cartographers, some clerics of Moradin, an entire column of troops. You're going to go reclaim a lost legend, and they just said, "Hey, anyone want to volunteer?" And these were the only four that stepped up. So
Were they not clear that we were searching for Volcundrel when they asked for
Oh,
volunteers?
I mean, well, no, it was very clear what it was.
Oh,
It was
okay.
very clear in that message what was going on. They the leadership of Iron Master is just gotten in their own heads.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like they're not. They're insular. They're jingoistic. They're.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, look how they treated us when we But I will just respond with like a joke. It's like, well, I suppose we should step it up to make up for the gap.
So you head south. You travel for the day. You're heading towards mountains. You're starting to get into foothills.
What's the weather like?
Snowy.
Yeah, still snowing, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
This whole area is cold and snowy.
I know it's cold and there's snow everywhere, but it's like, there's a difference between being in a cold, snowy field and it being a fucking blizzard for the whole day.
I'm sure we'll hear about it if it's blizzard.
It is like during the heat of the day, it's generally not snowing. The hottest part of the day, it's just bright sky and white blinding snow. But as it gets towards the end of the day, clouds will roll in over the mountains or down from the mountains, and you'll start to get flurries. And it just kind of, everything that melted during the day just gets completely replaced every night.
Can I also change the color of my horse to white too?
No one's ever tried it.
Yeah, she's never really tried it. She tries it, and no, it doesn't work on the horse.
It's not a pearl charger.
I will cast a new summon steed spell
There
to
you go.
summon a white version of it.
I was just because it's an artifact.
No, he has.
Oh.
So remember, his
yeah.
horse looks like a dragon horse.
That's
because
right.
he has the spell.
That's correct.
Because Bahamut likes birds.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sneaky.
See about
Other
that.
stuff.
No, I'm sorry. Did you hear? I mean.
That's great.
Where?
Excuse
So
Headed
go
south.
Headed
head
south.
south.
Uh,
Grain skin.
It's still
Whoa.
snowy.
Thank you,
Hey.
Poker Out Games. Shing.
What?
He followed us.
Are we hosting? Hey, welcome.
Thank you. Man, I was looking something up, and
You're heading south. It's during midday. It's not snowing, and then
I asked you
you
what
kind of started to take a break. It's
snow
like it's
was
bright
like.
white. It's bright white. It's bright white.
And then
you
it
take a breath,
snows,
And
this
then
and
I
that.
turn my horse white. Sorry.
damn it.
Is it really just flat, endless plains? Are there mountains around? Or?
You're getting into foothills
Oh,
now,
okay.
so
Oh,
and the mountains are ahead of you, so that's what you're going for.
Here's where the greenskins lay.
Right. All right. Again, every night you guys stay in Liamon's hut, so it's nice and cozy. Like you guys aren't hurting while you're out here. Do you set up a watch, and what does the watch do? Like, does the watch just stay awake and
Piku 66.
peak 0066?
Yeah, that's fair.
Thank you for following.
Well, if I'm up for watch, I just want to kind of bug Yas and say, like, did you
She's sleeping.
design
Oh,
this?
wow.
I'll
She's
make her-
sleeping.
I'll make her-
Hold on.
Did you design this HUD? How does,
So do the people
what is
just
it?
stay awake in the hut and listen for things and look out windows, or do people go outside the hut and walk around?
Well, I usually like to take second watch. I'm usually the deep night guy. I like to go. I'm gonna go outside. At least,
Yeah.
even if, and I don't know if I can stand it for long, but I'll go out as long as I can. Come back in, warm up, go back out. I'd like
Soldier.
to keep the perimeter.
Soldier background, I'll tough it out and increments when I can. Like, it's
So
just.
you want to take first watch?
Yeah.
I think he's first and Yas is last.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
how it usually
Or
is.
are you first and she's last?
Well, it's at the pleasure of the prince, whatever he likes.
I'm gonna say that I think she's last.
Yeah, she's definitely last. I remember that. To get her full uninterrupted rest.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's like I feel like someone had this written down before. Like
Oh my
whatever,
God, we
but
went
it's so
Like you
long
have
ago.
the marching order. I think you also have
You
the
had
watch
marching
order.
We've,
Yeah.
we've tweaked it about
Anyway.
so many times. Though.
So the working schedule was. Oh, that's
That's the
insane.
shit
Sorry,
working
yeah,
set.
that was
Do not
Mm.
open that up.
So
really not
Whatever
that
it is.
confusing.
most of it sounds like you guys are heading out and looking around.
Saying for our first rodeo, we gotta watch.
Yeah, I don't have it in here.
Welcome peak.
Peaking, probably. Where does it peak? Is it like Understand that Robert is just loud.
I am a loud guy.
I was also coughing a second ago. That's probably.
We tried to dampen it as much as possible on the table, but when things hit the table, it still can transfer. But if you definitely let us know if there's any mic issues, if there's any video issues. We're watching the little mic thing come up, and I can adjust it, but let us know where it's hitting and that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
that would be helpful.
I've actually been watching it. I haven't seen it peak too much, but I haven't been watching while he talks.
Yeah.
Say something real Frostian.
And we do have a tendency, right there,
Yeah.
this is pretty close to me, it got into yellow. But we do also have a tendency to not realize, when we're hitting the table and doing that kind of stuff.
Is it kidding?
We haven't rolled.
Oh,
though.
yeah, that's
Yeah, but we haven't been rolling.
But that also
we
is
haven't rolled a
gotta hear
die.
that roll.
We haven't rolled a single die since Age Coined in, so that can't be it.
Also,
Well,
your
yeah,
talking
that's
is almost as loud as the dice
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, wow, there you go, that's you.
I will maintain and control.
You can't.
Oh, you're alright, poke your eyes. This is how we play.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go.
So, and I cough right in the mic.
Is that why you hate me, my lord?
Don't talk that way.
Yeah, that's a little bit. Last week, you had it, man. I
Last
don't
week
know.
I
You
had
were
it.
you were pretty morose that day, but you didn't go over volume. You were perfect.
Oh, okay. So I'll just go back to that then.
Yeah, just be depressed, asshole.
Just be, yeah.
That's-
It's not my fault. I was actually really keen on keeping on that sort of candor, and then I met somebody, and now I'm happy again, and I just get so
Yay.
excited. I just want to tell everybody about what Rofrost is doing.
So the night goes by fairly uneventfully, except for I'm going to need the two people that have the latest shifts to make me perception. If you go outside, and I believe you two are the night, the two night shifts. Because Rofrost is first.
You take sunrise almost. And
Yeah,
then,
he's first.
And
then
Ayasa's last, then it's
you.
him, and then it's you.
Is that what it is? I thought I was deep. So well, I guess that would be.
You're both
Yeah,
since there's
okay.
4 of you, there's 2 deep
All right,
shifts.
Yeah, let's do that. Because that's right. Because that would give you 2 shifts to rest as well, and we give Ayasa 3. That's right.
I don't know actually.
No, it's this. Oh, it's not on screen anymore.
Yeah, it's not. We have a rhino,
It is
a blue,
Yeti.
a blue,
It's
a blue Yeti. We have a blue Yeti. It is plugged into the USB, but it's a blue Yeti.
Right. So, perception.
Mm.
Boo.
Well, and you got modified.
You have a really good modifier. 16 for me.
Oh,
Oh, wait.
crap, did I have advantage
It's
because of
15
my
feet.
scepter? And my
Yes.
while holding the rod,
Yep.
I have advantage on wisdom.
Yeah, as long as you're holding it.
Perception
Mm-hmm.
So.
And
Oh,
initiative.
sorry, I was trying to make that easier for you.
Oh,
That's
was that a 20?
No, it was a 10, but my first roll was better than that, so we're fine.
Streamlabs. Streamlabs OBS.
So I technically rolled a 20 with bonuses.
15 for me was
Okay.
not as high as I thought it was.
While you're out and the sky, it gets pretty dark up here, except for the aurora borealis lights up the sky. But when you're facing south, you see specifically, and you can remember the peaks that it's on. You see a couple tiny little specks of orange.
I see that.
He sees it,
Ooh.
which probably means that there's campfiring happening up in those mountains, which means something's up there. And it's again, you just look up at Mount Lemon and you see the tiniest little orange light type thing, but you can you're looking at an entire mountain range and you can see those 2 specks of orange on that peak, so you can remember, okay, it's this peak, this direction.
Let's just see.
We don't know that yet.
So
It comes up on the late watch, as you said.
yeah, the deep watch, because it's the
Yeah.
darkest out, the most contrast to the light.
All right. Can I have you audio filter later?
Yeah, I definitely need to get an audio program to manage this. I'm just letting the streaming software handle it. If you've got suggestions about what to add, I think my email is below. It's wileystreamer@gmail.com. If you can, any suggestions you have, send to that.
This is like a course
Well,
of
we haven't
HEMA I
updated
could
our
take
levels
about
yet
this
either.
kind of stuff. Like,
We're 7s now.
Ooh.
We'll fix it later.
oh.
Yeah. So,
Nope, gotta do it now.
We're
it's-
changing.
Well, I gotta take a. I gotta.
let's take a quick
Take a
break.
quick
I
break.
think that's fine.
Thanks for the tips. We're learning as we go.
Yeah, we're definitely not pros, so. But we have a pretty decent stream, I think. Alright, let's see what I can do. I have properties, devices, stereo. Is that better? It was kind of going through default. I don't know if this changes anything. Mixer. Audio monitoring. It's not desktop. It's. I have my volume on my mic aux. But be Robert. Monitor. I don't know what monitor. Off, monitor only, and monitor and output mean. I don't know what tracks mean. I don't know what these mean. Oops. Filters. Compressor. Yeah, so yeah, this is way more than I know how to do. I got it, and I've gone into filters and clicked on the compressor, and I'm seeing all kinds of stuff. Ratio, threshold, attack, release, output gain, and sidechain ducking source. So yeah, what do I don't know, my settings are ratio is 10, threshold is -18, attack is 6, release is 60 milliseconds, and output gain is 0. And I have none on sidechain ducking source. Alright. So, yeah, I added that on, but it was all the default settings. Maybe it'll help, and I'll research it later. Thanks for the help, though. We've been talking. It's been told to us that we have some pretty good audio compared to others, because others like use headset mics or stuff like that. We have a Yeti, and it's nice, but we definitely need to work on the spikes and all that stuff. So I will definitely look into that. Thank you for your help.
All right, well, he's gone. Let's get going.
Oh, thank God. Yeah. All right. So, fires in the mountains. God, I really hope that there's not a fucking army out here waiting to enclose us.
And that's what we did want to find when we encountered the orcs.
Yeah,
I know we were joking.
That.
I know we were joking about it
If
before.
we also had an army, but it's just us. We also need to consider, like, I mean, if we're pretty much looking for orcs out here. There might be a lot of orcs down here. Like, we should think of keep mind of. Gosh, I don't know. I guess we'll just have to see when we get there. But like, jeez, if we find orcs, try to maybe, depending on how dangerous the situation looks, maybe just try to like look around that general area. There might be multiple ways into abandoned tunnels, and maybe they only occupy some of them. Some openings that have caved in over the centuries.
Well, he was saying that orcs usually stay in caves. It doesn't mean they're actually in caves. They might be using Volcundral as their caves. Like,
Yeah,
they don't live in like the forests and stuff.
But Volcundral's got to be part of a greater network of dwarven shit, right? So,
But they don't generally. If you're going to build a fortress, you don't have a whole bunch of open entrances to it.
is it a fortress though?
It's a city.
Volcundral
So?
would have been,
Yeah, and
I'm just saying.
Dwarven cities, you don't know, but Dwarven cities aren't open air. They have few entrances that are heavily fortified.
Yeah, I just think it begs to say, like, obviously we can't like fight an army of orcs.
What? You're 7th level. Come on.
You can certainly try.
Is that how we should think about it? Like at some,
No, it's not how you should think about it. All right. So,
We do know what orcs are, though, right?
yeah,
everyone knows
Everyone knows
orcs.
bestial.
I thought humans were orcs for a long time until I realized, so orcs is like just the next like indescribable humanoid beast, unknowable monster men.
No, they're very noble.
Next. Yeah.
All right. The morning.
Somebody died? Hey, sorry.
Oh.
Anyway,
I'm sorry, who died?
nothing, we were just mourning.
Bro, from old age.
Are you talking to me? Like, I didn't even make the joke.
It's the morning. You guys are setting up, taking down the hut after you have your breakfast.
What sort of... Sorry, I don't know much about it. What sort of process is required in taking down that kind of hut? Just kind of, okay, so it's no... Gotcha.
Please don't leave anything in it. You will not get it back.
Oh, well,
Ah, shit, my boot.
is it?
Damn it.
Is it like a storage? Like if you
Nope,
leave
it
something
is
in
not
there,
storage.
If you summon it again, it's. Oh.
Yeah, if you leave something in there, it's gone.
Oh, okay. I wonder where it goes.
Yeah.
I mean,
The
that's what's
astral
on
plane,
there.
where
No,
everything gets
okay.
lost.
That's where the shock...
You'll find that out in the other game. I'm not kidding. You will find that out in the other game. In your exploration of magic game, you'll learn where all the lost things go.
I want to know all of the things, dude.
So yeah, you guys can head south. I was assuming you told them
Yeah, I'm definitely skinny then.
and show them a peak, and so
Shit.
Ricker marks that location on his little tracking compass.
Does he have a... Does any of his peak maps match that peak?
I mean, his peak maps do match that peak, but the peak maps aren't named what they were named in the old one. But now, like, he can pull out that map and say, this is where you saw the fires. He marks it on his... It's pretty much a sextant, really. Like, he takes the directions, and you can now head right towards it.
So that's to the south, like those mountains. Yeah, I wanted to ask.
there is no
direction.
other... Yeah. The entire south is a mountain range.
Oh, right, because it was all plains, and then
Yeah.
okay, so
And you're
it has
now
to be
getting
south.
into foothills
Foothills. So, okay, well, great, wonderful.
The World's Edge Mountains, or whatever they're called, Barrier Mountains. You are, you head towards that. You're going up and over foothills now. The snow is not fun, but you got a cart with some yaks and your steeds, so they're trudging through it. They don't really care. Perceptions.
Where's my bronze beauty?
You're about a half a day out from reaching the base of the mountains and really getting up into figuring out where you want to track through these things.
You say perception?
I did.
Oh yeah. We'll do a 21.
17.
We got 15.
Rofrost is on the hunt.
Yeah, right. Of all the people to catch.
So, you guys are coming up over and around a foothill, trying to get some vantage point so you can check where you are and make sure you're going the right direction. And when you get up there, you look over and like just a winding little ways down up on another foothill, there's a group of people, probably about 20 to 30 beings, and it is quite obvious that they spot you because there's a flurry of activity, and then all of a sudden they start going down the mountainside or their hillside towards you.
Towards us?
Yeah.
And we can't tell what they are from this distance.
No. Unless you have something that sees far.
Don't think we do.
Moving on, let's protect the wagon. I suggest we ride up, my lord. What say you?
Suggest we what?
Right up ahead. Meet them.
Can we gather a number of them?
Like 20 to 30.
Okay, so...
Well,
They're not on horses, though. I mean, they're not.
we have a cart. We can't outrun them.
Yeah, we have to.
Are they mounted?
Yep.
Oh, well, we can fucking outrun them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We have to,
Still probably not on it with a cart.
that's what I'm saying. Like, we'll meet up ahead, and then we can outmaneuver them, harry them, and like we need to control the situation, my lord. I'm a soldier of Tiamatha.
Let's fucking go.
Are we in plains or in forested area?
You're in foothills, not forested.
Yeah.
So there's
So-
no cover. I can't like ride off.
There's some rocks and such, and you can definitely keep foothills between you and them, but it'll take longer for you to get to a vantage point. There's lots of vantage points, and you don't know where they're going to go. Like, think about driving up
Craycraft?
Sabino Canyon.
Sabino Canyon.
I get it. I'll stay.
Like all
with,
those
I'll
wide
stay with
hills
the party
up and
for this.
down, and
I'll stay with the party on this one.
Wagon's too slow to get into safety. They will catch up to us.
And the dwarves can see this happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're Broliel and Chom are both weaponing up. Ricker has a crossbow and he's bunkering down in the back of the cart, like stacking stuff up around him to protect him.
I try to steal the crossbow. No, I'm just kidding.
They're not mounted, my lord. We can harry them and try to dissuade them. If we can do what we can and then fall back, if they still decide to chase us, then we can double up the defenses with our dwarven brothers.
Alright, Rofrost, you're the military guy in this sense, and I have to kind of go with you.
I appreciate the esteem of confidence, my lord.
So you guys ride out down to where you think they're funneling in.
I mean, I guess.
I guess. It's a terse several minutes after you guys get established in a nice little like area where you can
Bells.
you think they're coming this way. You get a place of advantage where you can't get too many of them on you at the same time.
Absolutely.
So yeah, spells if you guys are casting. Ayasa Mage Armor's up.
That's an aid on us.
Boom. So you're aiding. It's up to how many?
It's I think it's multiple people if
Yeah, it's 3 other creatures.
It's allies up to 3 creatures.
So
Iyasa, Savroth, and what's his face?
and you're casting at base level. So it's 5 hit points.
It's a 2nd level spell, which is I think so.
If you cast it at 3rd level,
I can't do 3rd level yet.
okay, so
2nd level. So
So-
you guys gain 5 maximum HP, which I'm assuming is filled.
yes,
It's not I hate it when games do that.
no.
Oh, increase your max. Empty. Now you have to pay to fill that. Yeah.
So yeah, your hit point maximum goes up by 5 for 8 hours.
And
Ooh, it turns green.
And these aren't temporary hit points, though you can use that function
That's what I'm
Because-
using just because
because temporary hit points act as a shield and they don't come back. You can actually heal those 5 hit
Yeah.
points,
Gotcha.
and you have them for 8 hours
And I guess I'll make a random grease spot
lasts
on
for
the
8
ground.
hours.
in the snow, excretes of the snow,
Slowly sinks in.
like freezes, and now you just have this grease disc.
Well, cast Shield of Faith on Savroth and concentrate.
Me?
Watch, these guys are just going
I
to be.
mean, he has Shield of Faith too. He can cast it on himself if he
Use
wants
it on
to.
whoever he wants.
These are just going to
Protecting
be
my
beggars.
lord.
They're like, we're so hungry, and we're like glowing with power and weapons. Like, oh, unnecessary roughness.
I don't think it's an unnecessary. You can still cast that on somebody else, I guess.
So I get you. Just open them.
Just you have a lot of damage concentration spells
What way
that you
would-
now can't use because you're maintaining a spell on him.
I mean, honestly,
What are you doing? Anything?
we'll just hit a Harry.
I'm just curious how you do this HP thing without doing temp HP.
Just use temp for now. Just realize that you have the 5.
And so what I do is just enter the new number.
5
Okay.
under temp HP. Yeah. I'm sure there is. I think there is actually like a bless. There's a effects you can put on yourself, like if you're exhausted and all that. I think bless is one of them, but I don't know where to find that.
No, it's for damage concentration. It's pretty much a paladin ability that I have to like. It lasts just for 10 minutes, and I have to like.
No, you're like your smite, your
No, smite. It's not a spell. It's
your thunderous strike or whatever it's called.
yeah. So I have the branding smite.
Yeah, that's a concentration. isn't
Yeah, it is. It is. And I concentrate until my first hit with it. We're not here to. We're here to dissuade. I just want to make sure that Savroth is protected of that. I'm just
It's
a
fine.
soldier.
So you did put Shield of Faith on me?
I'm sorry. Should I not, my lord? I'll like stop the casting of the spell.
I'm just asking you, dude.
Yeah. No, yeah, I cast it on you. That's what I decided. That's what happens. Just trying to encourage him to get in the thick of it this time, that's all.
Okay.
This music got real sad. It was like we're on our way to our death.
I know, yeah. So I'm pumped. And if we get a sighting on them, then I'll use my paladin ability to charge up my to the smite 10-minute power hour.
Yeah, I thought they had it in conditions, and apparently it's not in there.
What?
Blessed. If you hit in conditions, you can see all the conditions that can happen to you.
Oh.
And then I thought it was in there, but it's not. Alright. So, yeah, you guys, there's a terse. About 10 minutes, but you hear them. Like, they're growling and snarling and, like, hoofing it. They're not full tilt run, but there's about 20 to 30 beings rushing down this little valley area, down these foothills. You're all set up, and they round the corner, and you see orcs. They're in furs. They've got axes and clubs and all kind of manner of different weaponry. Nothing really defensive. Nothing that takes skill to create. No swords. They've got spears. They got clubs. They got axes. Of very vicious levels.
Perhaps they are friendly.
They've got some modeling to their skin. They're kind of like yellowish, spotted, and especially around the mouth and eyes. Their lips are torn up for some reason, like bitten, almost like chewed off in places. So like they're just like almost like rictus grins because of all the damage to their lips and mouths.
No chapstick in the cold.
And they're just kind of like gnashing their teeth. The moment they see you, they just break out into full tilt run and they start like slobbering. And they're at you.
Can I preempt an arrow?
Mm-hmm.
Also, this is something weird that he does.
Let's do it.
No.
I figure you just holding up a fist for.
I was pulling my sword and I was gonna
That's not
give
gonna
a.
work. I'm gonna use my inspiration to roll the same number. 5, yeah. Plus what? 8, so 13.
That hits.
Yay.
Good to know.
It's for 7.
Yeah, you thunk into one, and he's like, and kind of like hits the ground a little bit, keeps going. The other one just knock him over and just continue to run. You actually see 2 stop and start tearing into the one that fell down.
Uh-oh.
You see that?
Yeah, we all saw
Yeah,
it.
and then the rest of the horde like
I'm
comes
with you
over
guys. I'm actually,
Yeah.
I rode with you guys this time, so as soon as I saw them, I just shot into the crowd.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, fuck that, I don't want to get
It's
hit.
these seem very
It was kinda
aggressive.
weird.
Yasa says, and then
You have a
she
fireball.
Yeah,
Yes.
throws a fireball at them.
And these things seem.
What did she say?
She's like, these seem very aggressive.
Must not be a lot of food out in these mountains.
And she throws a fireball at it.
And then everything dies.
It's a lot of ones.
Yeah, it is.
Uh-oh.
By a lot, I mean 2. That's like 8.
I'm already like mount a charge actually like just charge through the ranks in a formation. Like a V or diamond
10.
formation.
15, 21, 27. She incinerates like 5 of them. Just hits them. They like avoid, run around, all that, but not a skip in their charge.
I've seen her throw fireballs before, and I just wanted to like call out. It's like, let's charge the ranks. We have the cavalry. Let's cut through them and see, and just bisect the rank. And I start charging forward.
All right.
Charge through them.
So we're going to try a new initiative system, which is group initiative. You guys just tell me what you're going to do, and we go back and forth between you and the enemies by logic. So, like, if you guys get ambushed, the enemies go first. Since you guys are initiating this fight and they're just running at you, you tell me what you guys want to do as we get into it.
So
How you want to do it, in what order. Like, if you want Yasa to volley another fireball and you to charge in,
Yeah.
you to shoot, you
I'd
to
say-
cast a
well, I suggest
protection or heal or whatever.
Sorry.
So.
That's right, Mickey. I think since it worked last time, I would probably try to strike another one in the front of the group with an arrow. Because if he stumbles and if I get him to fall, the other ones will seem to eat him for some reason, which distracts another 2 for a few seconds or a couple of them.
I would call Yasa to throw another volley in our path of the charge, and then that weakens resistance. We break through the line. It's a demoralizing thing to do to a rank.
Okay.
What about you guys?
Like just charge right past through them and see what they do.
You know, charge.
And you know, I mean, like hit all our way, but like don't charge in and then engage, but charge through.
Try to do a ride through.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're gonna try to break through, but you want her to throw her fireball first.
Yeah.
Blow open a hole.
Make a
what
gap.
are you doing?
Make an opening for.
I was thinking I wanted to shoot an arrow at whichever one is nearest, because when I did that before, when it stumbled, if I can get it to fall down, other ones will get distracted taking it out for some reason.
Since Iyasa is trying to blow a hole open for him, she yells to you to say, like, fire at someone in the back, like deeper in the pack, to see if you can distract someone in the mid of the group.
That makes more sense. Okay.
I think I'm gonna ride next to Rofrost.
Charge through.
With me, my lord, for platinum pride. Platinum glory, not platinum pride. We have gold out pride. Platinum glories.
You know,
I'm
attack
still working
or
on it. I'm working
use a
with the
spell
Or
as you bust through.
I'll actually attack.
All right.
Yeah.
So the fireball flings out.
much better.
18, 19, 20, 26, 27, 28. Another 5 of them go up in incineration.
Massively done, Ayasa.
Your arrow flies out at near the same time.
God damn it. 11.
Total?
Yeah.
I'm sure
Man.
that it's.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It is.
It's a magic bow, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got a bunch of bonuses.
It's 12.
12, yeah. It's,
Yeah.
it,
Okay.
The bonuses are. My bonus is great for the attack. I rolled a 3.
Ooh.
Yeah.
yeah, it actually, like, somehow passes down, just, like, you just were going, oh, I gotta hit something, and it just happens to graze off the fur-lined shoulder of one, just, like, into the ground.
I yelled, got him anyway. Got him.
Well, that's for shot. I didn't even
So
see
you guys
it.
are-
I'm just assuming you hit. I'm like, well done, Zyronax.
So you guys are piling into the charred hole that Ayasa blew open for you. So go ahead and make your 2 attacks as you wade in,
Yeah, guys, wade into the charred hole.
and then make your 1 attack as you wade in.
That's going to be a 13 plus lots.
Yeah, that hits. 13 hits.
And that's an 8, but
What's an 8 bud?
it's an 8 plus 8 for 16. So yeah, 2 hits.
I never like swing my that mace at anything.
All right.
What the hell is my?
So you hit, roll damage.
All right, 2 hits. I'm
Yeah. Go for it.
all the 6s. Do I want me to roll damage for?
Because you need to know when to to reroll.
You're
if
right.
You have your.
Well, wouldn't that? It's all the
No,
same.
still wanted to attack.
Okay. First hit.
There you go, reroll.
If you can differentiate, then it's fine. But
All right, 5 and 6 for 11 plus 5,
yeah, that's dead.
and then 8 plus 5 for 13.
Shit, okay. Dope.
Yeah, that kills.
It's like
So.
brain, 2 of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have the stats for your horse somewhere?
Oh gosh,
Would it be on your summoning thing for the horse?
it's not. No, it's in the.
I thought you had it written down
I think
somewhere.
I had it bookmarked in this book actually.
So your text.
Oh, sorry.
That's a 15 plus 9 to hit.
Oh yeah, that
I
hits.
think I got it.
I have it bookmarked. Oh, there it is. Warhorse, yeah.
8 damage.
Okay. I'll get his damage. How much? 8?
8.
You brain one. He falls to the ground. He seems to still be alive, but just bleh. All right, so I need both of you to make horse strength checks because your horses are busting through them. So with advantage because of your
Because
things.
they're running at.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What am
Your
I doing?
horse is making a strength check
Okay.
because you're trying to
Okay.
ride them through orcs.
Right. Yeah.
So
it's
with
got an
advantage because you successfully hit and you went through a hole.
17 is the higher.
17 plus 4.
So
So
21.
21. Yeah.
Same thing with you. Plus 4.
Okay, I was like, I have no idea what the hell what's strengths are. But
17.
I'll take the natural 20 that
Oh,
I
did you
rolled.
get 20?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay. So
Ooh, do you push ahead? Do you like clear the way forward?
all right, you guys are getting attacked, but with disadvantage as you are just crushing through them.
Right. Cavalry
so
tactics.
here we
Got this,
go.
bud.
Oh boy. You rolled 2 20s.
I rolled two pretty high numbers, so
He's got Shield of Faith.
19 for you.
Ooh, that will hit me. That is just my armor class, unless I get a bonus for being mounted or something like that.
Yeah, nothing
Okay.
for that.
I mean, it rolled a 19 with disadvantage.
No.
I'll take it.
No. Okay, so 4 attacks against you, all with disadvantage. 17?
Shield of Faith.
No. 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 Alright, so you got hit once.
All right, I'll take it. What we got?
5.
All right.
Ooh, that's still pretty early.
Yeah,
Cut.
I mean, it's nothing. It's not nothing. That's for sure.
And you guys, you literally passed through
Much better than it was.
you passed through the entire column. Like you
Put me
just
down to
wanted.
this.
You passed through
We
the
crashed
entire
through.
column.
We crashed
Yeah.
through. Okay.
So at which point, half of the people you've crashed through, there's about 30 minus 14 is
16, sorry.
16.
Jesus Christ.
So there's about 16 left. 8 of them, the 8 in the back, turn to keep chasing you and
Right.
surround you, and the 8 that you crashed through in the front keep running at Iyasa and him.
Wait, they didn't come with us?
No.
What do you have to drag orcs with you?
No, I mean,
No, I'm still. You guys.
Oh, no,
ran-
I thought you were shooting them while riding. behind
No,
us.
you
shooting
guys,
at the
you
crowd.
two charged. They
Oh,
didn't
shit.
We're
move.
basically doing
I
this.
thought we were all going together.
Nope.
Okay. Well, all right.
I don't know what you're worried about, honestly.
No. I just wanted to make sure I was on
I
the
also
same page as
handle
the
things.
GM.
All right. So yeah, you guys are now
I
on
also-
either
yeah.
side of this little pathway. You guys are on the far side. Iyasa and Xernax are on the close side where you started, and there's 8 orcs. 8 orcs pretty much ready to surround you. They're already there because you just ran through them.
Yeah.
And then the other 8 orcs still have they can charge you. Well, they can run and not get you attacked this turn.
How they packed together? Are they like shoulder to shoulder? Like, rah, are they?
They're in a group, yeah. They're pretty close. All right, so I mean they got their attacks.
I mean, I could grease a 10
I was
foot
gonna say,
square.
grease
I know, that's how good she works.
Oh
The
yeah.
snow may.
Ah, the fucking snow.
Yeah, the snow's gonna render that
Forgot about that.
useless.
Greasy snow sounds awful.
Fuck them. Let's do.
It just sticks to their boots. The problem is the grease just comes up onto their boots, is no longer adhered to a surface.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Let's do. I'm gonna get up in front of.
you can also infuse your blades with
I
ice.
can, but I'm not gonna right now. I could also puke on him, but I'm gonna right up in front of Iyasa and Thunder Wave.
Ooh, nice.
So
Alright.
we'll do it at second.
What's the what's the
So-
area of
It's
effects?
15-foot cube originating from me.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's gonna hit 4 of them.
Okay. So they have to make a Constitution saving throw or take 2d8 thunder damage and pushed away. Or sorry, they'll be taking 3d8 damage. Sorry, and be thrown 10 feet.
Yeah, they nat
sure
1,
will.
so 15 feet. So 5, 10. That's gonna hit
It'll be 10 feet.
10 feet. So yeah, that's 4 of them.
No, I'm sorry. No, I have 15-foot cube. I'll be knocking them 10 feet
Yeah.
away. Sorry.
But 15-foot cube, so it's 1, 2, 3 squares by 1, 2, 3 squares. So that's hitting 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. It's actually hitting all of them. Yeah.
Just go ahead and knock them out.
Wonderful.
They're going to take 14 damage and be thrown 10 feet away, and everybody for 300 feet hears the thunderous, audible boom.
So you hit that, like, literally, like, all of these 8 frothing at the mouth orcs coming at you, like, ah! You just, ride up in front of Yasa. Boom! They all go flying back. You see the warble of their flesh, like like they're getting hit by sound waves, which they are, and they slam to the ground, and they're all just like rolling around in pain and broken ribs and fractured everything.
It's also 14, not 15 damage, excuse me.
Oh, that changes everything.
I mean, it's still another game.
man.
So, yeah.
You said 14 the first time.
Oh, I did? Okay,
Yeah.
that's
I
right.
thought you
Sorry.
said 14.
Because they have 15 hit points.
This is the
Oh, that would change everything.
So you've left them with 1, but that's
Still-
frankly close enough. So they're down and they're not getting back up fast. They're really hurt. So you do that.
Smash. That's probably the most damage I've done in the entire game so far in one shot.
Yeah.
Oh man, we were like handling the situation.
And actually, with the fumble, they're not getting up. So
Yeah.
you just
Trample immediately.
other side. What you guys doing?
Well, we're riding. I said we should ride and wheel around and rejoin our compatriots, and crash through back to them. Really, just a big wide wheel. They can't outrun our horses.
Nope. So you break away from them. You perform a. Well, hold on.
It's like but we're not an army rank here.
No, hold on.
That's like a
Hold
double
on.
movement to
You're
continue out.
fine.
We
But
might waste a turn.
I told you right from the beginning, your ebony riders cannot turn. They run in a straight line.
What?
They're not agile war horses. Yours is fine. Yours is a summoned war horse. His cannot do what you asked it to do. So, because I remember telling you can't ride these in combat. That's when I first gave them to you. They can't maneuver. They are meant for long distance travel with slow turns.
That's alright.
Yeah.
We
So,
can still turn.
well, he can't. You can't wheel and get back in the same turn. You can break away and wheel around and come back at them.
He
can't.
dismount and attack if he wanted, but that would be it.
So, and the thing is, in your mind, this is a military tactic, and your horse can do it. So you start, and you just peel away from him, and his horse is like, I'm turning.
Shit. I guess I'll make a.
Can I stop it and just take my time to turn
You
it
can
around
stop, and then
just charge right back to them?
But if you stop, then
By
the
myself?
orcs, then the orcs are gonna come up to you.
Well, then I'll be there for that. Then I'll wait for his wheel around. And
So you're
carry it
stopping. You're not gonna execute your turn and charge.
Well, he can keep riding ahead, and then eventually, I mean, it's not like the horse can not ever.
You can't
turn.
just break away and miss this round of combat. There'll be 8 orcs on him.
That's fine.
Yeah,
We can.
You talking to him?
It's not you.
So like,
No,
even
the orcs are gonna
so
be
what
on me.
if we use a whole turn for this?
Because he's the
then?
one that can move.
They'll still be
his shit
chasing
out of
us,
the way.
right?
But he's,
So we can
he's
waste a
maneuvering
turn.
his back
They'll
in.
still be chasing us.
I'm just
He's
saying.
maneuvering
He's
away.
going around
You-
the outside.
Said
Round
we're
the
doing
outside,
this,
round the
Yes,
outside.
I did.
and you started to do it,
Yeah,
not realizing
So-
that your horse is not
but
what
I'm
his horse
seeing
is.
that, so
Yeah.
we're just taking longer.
So
doing
now
that.
you're stopping it and going back.
Well, are we?
You tell me.
I'm saying we just wheel around. So like, if I see that he's having trouble with that, then I'm gonna go at his pace. I'm just taking this side.
At this,
So basically, we waste a turn. We lose a turn.
You lose a turn.
We lose a turn for a longer.
but he doesn't have enough space to do keep riding forward and move around. Again, your ebony chargers don't have that. They're not horses. They are
I thought
automatons.
we had
Can
lots
he
of room.
just do what
Yeah.
he's doing, and I just
Yes,
flip
you
him
can, but he's keeps saying he's wanting to stop what he's
I
doing.
just literally turn
Yeah.
my horse a full fucking
Yeah, you just-
180,
you stop
and
it
then I go straight back through.
and are turning it around.
But as soon as
Can
you-
you go back through this town?
Not this turn.
Okay, fine. Then I will protect him in his maneuver.
Okay, so you just kind of roll right around and get in front of
I'm
him.
not leaving Sabbath by himself.
So you're not charging through or anything. You're just stopping, and these 8 orcs are coming up on you.
Yeah, and then we'll charge through when he's
Are
ready.
they coming up on him or on me?
They're coming up on him because he says he's getting in front of you.
Yep.
So
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
you're waiting for him, so you get to attack him first.
Javelin.
I mean, you don't have to throw a javelin. You
Oh,
can
I
wait
could
for him to
just-
get there
I
and
could just
swing
spring
and
up on
swing.
him. Yeah. All right, I'll swing.
You
I
are
was
the
like,
one.
why do a missile weapon at one orc? You can knock out 3 or 4 of
So
them.
I'm in soldier mode. Yeah, thinking like, oh, I have time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah!
16.
Yeah, 16. And then a natural 1. I don't know why I rolled that with advantage, so I'll consider that my 2 attacks. So natural 1 and the 16 plus lots.
All right. So we'll deal with the hit first.
All right. So yeah,
Damage.
that's going to be 10 plus.
That's 7.
Is it 7?
4 and...
Oh, I thought it was a 6. Oh, thank you. Gosh.
Sorry, my bad.
No. I appreciate it. I didn't want to miscount it. Honestly, the way the light hit it, I thought it was. So 7 plus 5 for 12. And then second hit was a natural 1.
That's gotta go good.
Which I will. Wait, can I use my inspiration?
Not to negate.
You
natural
can. This
one.
is in Savage Worlds.
Oh, okay.
Ooh. Yeah!
It's dark over there.
It is dark.
7. I was like, it's a 1 now.
7 plus 8 for 15.
Yep.
Bonk! El bonk!
Should have kept that fumble. Made it more interesting.
Well, stop inspiring me. Alright. 5 plus 5 for 10.
Really?
What? What do you... You made me feel bad for everything I do in this game.
You didn't
It's
kill an
just-
orc. Come on. 10? Like, really? That's all? What'd you roll? 1? I thought you re-roll 1s and 2s.
Oh shit, I do.
What?
So you
Come
should.
I forgot to reroll once or two.
So
Well,
just-
roll it.
Then just put your. No, that's what he used his inspiration for, was to re-roll that 1.
No.
my
Damage.
Oh. You didn't roll
Re-roll
any
it.
ones. You didn't roll any.
The last one had a 2.
Wait.
Oh, 2, then yeah.
The
you-
last 2d6 had a 2. It was 2 and
4.
5 and 4.
Yeah.
Okay. So 4 or 4. So 8 plus 5 for 12. All right.
That's with the plus and magic and all that stuff.
It just says plus 5.
Alright.
I have a plus 4 strength and it's a plus 1 greatsword.
They all come up and attack you. Well, what's left of them, which is 6.
I think it's you a warhorse.
Alright. I mean, charger, man. Like, you could just get off of them and fight.
That's what I said.
Right. And that's what you've always done. You guys aren't mounted.
Yeah, but
Combat
this is
normal.
a throng. This is a cabal of orcs here. I just figured we'd crash through them, make a nice wheel,
And
crash through.
when I first gave it, I said these can't be used in combat.
we're not
They're
using them for combat. We're just riding through ranks. I mean, they're not like biting and kicking and shit.
you're using them in combat. You're using them as vehicles in combat.
Okay, you know where I'm coming from though. You understand the misunderstanding
Yeah.
with this.
You have a warhorse. It fights. Like it can
I'm not
actually
even
attack.
trying to fight with it.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to.
Speaking of which, is it attacking?
Is it?
You tell me. You just
You
want to
tell
sit
me.
there?
If it can, sure.
We've done this before. This is not a new thing. Your warhorse attacked the trappers when you saved the werewolf.
Absolutely. It's got an attack of plus 4 to hit.
Yeah.
14.
That hits.
14. Oh, okay. And it does 2d6 plus 4 damage. God, this thing's almost as strong as me.
It's a horse.
It's a warhorse.
I thought I was stronger than a horse.
Yeah, you thought it wrong.
6 plus 4 for 10.
Okay.
Take that, Wilbur.
So what does it take to hit you?
Me, it takes 19 to hit me.
You got hit twice.
Bring it.
I will.
Use the big dice.
I will.
It's not that kind of a roll yet. 14 damage.
Is that it?
Well, that's a decent amount.
Okay, like, is that
Yeah, they
it?
all
Like,
like just
oh,
clamor up
it's
around your
20
warhorse. There's 6 guys just surrounding you, like.
Yeah, I'm in the thick of it. What do I say? You know, I'm fighting.
So like you and Iyasa are
We'll just finish off the
yeah,
ones
just
that are.
use your actions to. She throws down her little cantrip strikes and you stamp. Yeah.
I've got moves.
He's driving your automaton over. It's like.
My mage hand is like just stabbing one. I know I can't attack, but
What are you guys doing on your side?
that's crazy.
Well, has the master turned his horse around?
Let me just run away real quick.
I think it's crazy that like Iyasa and my side just like, and you guys are like, yeah, whoops.
This is what we do.
Well, it's because
You
did
gonna,
something we weren't supposed to do.
Oh, good, it happens in the
Swing at a couple.
Well, what, are you? Well, hold on. Is he? Is he turned around?
Hold on, there's orcs at your face.
Yeah, I know. When we're on horses, we can just
They're all
ride
on him
past
still,
them.
right?
You can do that.
Do what?
His horse can't fuck off.
He can try. Have to roll a check. Yours does too.
What are we talking about?
What do you? He's like, whoa! I'm gonna sit here and assess the situation, even though I've got axes and stuff in my face.
I'm not saying Rolfras was sitting here and assess the situation.
What are you doing, Savra?
He's been seeing.
All of the orcs are on him.
I need a
Yeah,
basic description of what the situation is.
Orcs are in your face.
Orcs in our face.
I'll just,
You're not looking around. You're
I'm
defending
not
against
saying
orcs.
I'm looking around.
So you don't get an assessment of the situation.
It is. I can say if his horse has turned. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Calm down, buddy. What do you want to do?
I was gonna do the thing that I always do and cure his ass.
Yeah. So you going over to touch him, or are you healing word?
Ooh, fuck, that's right. Because I have to get up to
Yep.
Healing word is a bonus action. You can attack an orc and cast healing word.
That is true. I could do that. Fuck.
I mean, I have loads of hit points. It's
I know
fine.
you do.
You'll poke your eye out.
That doesn't.
You can always hit it with stuff.
I know. That's what I'm thinking about doing instead of healing his ass.
Was laying on hands a action? That's an action.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, you'd have to touch you. Right
No, he touches himself.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Which I'm quite proficient in, so I thought maybe I could do it.
When he
real quick.
when he thinks about you, he touches himself.
I don't want any other
Anybody.
lord. When I think of Cyroth, I touch myself.
Alright, so.
That was terrible. It
Well,
was
you-
almost
you started
almost
You started it.
almost inspiration worthy. But
If you just rhymed with Lord.
if you just got to rhyme with Lord, or if you would have sung the song normal,
Let's sacred
Good thing I
flame one.
inspire myself.
we know you inspire yourself.
When I think of Samrat, I inspire myself.
Alright, let's sacred flame and orc.
Okay. It's a saving throw, right? Dex.
Dex 16.
Jesus.
Okay.
Natural 1.
What are you doing?
He's sacred flaming as a bonus action.
Oh, great.
This thing's like in the way.
I think, right? Sacred flame is a bonus action.
No, sacred
it's-
flame
it's a
is
full
just is an action, but
Okay.
it's a cantrip. So
How much does it do? By the way, there is it is a home rule that you can always do one main, one cantrip. By the rules as written, if you can only cast a spell as an action and a cantrip as a bonus, not a cantrip as a bonus, not a cantrip as an action and a spell as a bonus. It's weird.
Isn't that? I thought they were interchangeable. It's weird.
It's only one way, but I am perfectly okay with 2 spells a turn as long as one's a cantrip
bonus,
and it's a bonus
or
and
a
an
reaction,
action.
or
Reactions are completely
reactions
separate.
are completely separate. Oh, okay, cool.
So you can technically cast 3 spells a turn if you also have a reaction spell that triggers.
I'm gonna.
I thought that's how we've done it before. Is that I usually I use a cantrip and then I can use a bonus action spell, and you've been
Yeah, I've been fine.
that's fine.
But that is actually not allowable. You can only if you cast a spell, you can then only cast a bonus action cantrip. But I'm okay with all of it. I'm okay with the other way.
I did 13 damage.
Okay. So the Sacred Flame swoops down and strikes one of the orcs on you,
Alright.
and it perishes.
See the lowest
what
of
else is
magic.
Then I will go ahead and do
Healing
a
word.
little healing word to this guy.
Ooh.
Did you get hit? I don't think you.
I know, so it's like I'm gonna heal
He's
myself
got
for
that-
this,
he's got
but
this shield
I
of
haven't
faith
been
on
hit.
him that people doubted.
Well, he could heal. He's wasting healing on himself now,
I'm doing 9 healing too.
so we can get 9 hit points back, and you get done.
It's not wasting. That's a bonus. It's,
Yeah, I know.
All right.
We're messing with you.
Well, it's working. All right. So I'm moving my. I'm gonna take advantage of having a maneuverable horse and kind of cover his flank, like one of his flank that's nearby me.
They don't seem really like you went between them and you, and they
Yeah.
don't seem interested in breaking off. They want to take you down first.
Yeah, so I'm covering his flank. I'm covering one flank, so he only has to worry about. So he doesn't worry about orcs on both sides. Brush them horse against him, against your
Like,
horse.
so you're taking the orcs over to them?
We're together.
No, you're not.
Yeah, because we just went over this whole thing about.
We did.
Yeah.
You said you peeled off and went to block the orcs from getting to him while he turned around.
Oh, okay.
So
That's why
all
healing-
6 orcs are on you. If
Oh,
you want to
wonderful.
move over to him,
Well,
you'd be
no,
bringing the orcs with
obviously
you.
not. Then okay.
Come on,
No,
visualize world peace.
I am trying my best.
Wait, did I just drop one or no?
You did just drop one.
So are there only 5 then?
There's only 5.
Wonderful. I'm gonna chop your dice.
So that's 6.
Yeah.
5.
That's why I was like, wait,
Time to move along.
did nothing? Fuck.
Can I surprise attack one while he's getting?
You're finishing off yours.
Oh, we're
over
still
there.
finishing ours.
This is the same turn.
Gotcha.
Well,
That's a great
sucks.
roll.
No, it's not. Stop lying.
What is it?
4.
4 plus 8 for 11.
12.
12. One of those.
Math is hard.
No, that's a miss.
Sorry, dude.
God, you guys are such dicks to me.
We're dicks to him
18.
when he does math wrong too. So
Yeah, I was just saying.
especially because he's about to be a
I
teacher.
get bashed for my quick math every time I do one.
18. Is that
That is.
it?
Yep.
Thank you, God. Alright. Alright.
We're friends. You can call me Wiley.
This is what I'm hitting. Is he wounded?
No,
He's about
there's
to
no
be.
there's no wounded ones. They're
Alright.
either dead or alive right now.
Huh. I'm going to reroll a 1 and a
the
2.
It's weird to not have you rolling that extra like smite
I'm about
die.
to, actually.
Don't waste it on
It
orcs.
doesn't count if it falls out of the kitty.
It's you still you re-roll it.
It's been a roll since the beginning of the game.
It's cursed dice.
It's
7.
nothing.
7 plus 5 for 12.
Okay.
And I'll blast a spell slot through it for another 2d8.
Ooh. Damn. Oh, you 3-roll that too?
No,
No, I don't reroll.
only the
that's
weapon
right.
dice.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So many rules.
Just, yeah. Just lightning, just radiant.
Yeah, it splatters everywhere.
Yeah, great. Well, when it bites, it doesn't matter what. I'll go find that die.
There are now 4 of them attacking you. I don't think it went that far.
Oh,
I think it might be still on the bench.
Really? Oh, sure is. Damn.
Yep.
What?
That was a weak throw.
I'm disappointed myself.
It takes a 19 to hit you.
Yeah.
3 hits.
Oof. Even with your shield and your shield of faith?
You.
No, this is hitting.
Oh,
me.
yeah, 19, yeah.
Nothing's
How many
attacking
orcs
me.
are on you, Saba?
None.
I know it. Now I was fucking with you guys.
I was like, I wasn't sure if you were serious. I thought, like, are you playing the same game or something?
What's happening?
And I was like, I thought I was feeling better, but I don't think I know what's happening anymore.
22 damage.
Oof.
Jesus, you're getting worked the fuck up right now.
That's why I was hoping we could ride through.
Fucked up.
I didn't want to actually combat a whole fucking regiment.
You're the one that wanted to charge into that.
But, well, please tell me you understand what I was thinking of doing with this whole thing.
I know. I just.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm still alive, so thank goodness.
So, we'll go with the far people. You've finished off your orcs all on the ground. What do you want to do with the Iyasa?
He looks like he's having a hard time there. I'm gonna shoot an arrow at him.
I beg your fucking
Okay.
pardon.
She's gonna send some magic missiles over.
So 26.
That hits.
Damn, I was so close to getting it. 6. Motherfucker.
Oh no.
Oh no, it's a sneak attack though, right? Because it's
Yep.
it's a sneak attack because it stings. Do I roll with advantage in the sneak attack or no?
No, it's a damage bonus.
Okay. Oh, that's right. So
Every time you roll with advantage, except for if you're using inspiration, if you get advantage because of the situation, you always get a sneak attack. In this case, I'm not giving you advantage because you're trying not to
no, it
hit
makes
him,
sense. Yeah.
but it's still going to be a sneak attack
So
since
let's add
it's not
another
aware.
7, 12. So the total damage is 13.
Okay. Between the two of you, you kill one. So an arrow and magic missiles come in and strike one down. What are you two doing?
Go
That leaves 3, right?
That leaves 3. There's 3 left.
I'm swinging.
Yeah, just swing away. Don't forget your
Oh,
horse.
my warhorse. Can you attack?
Yep, he can attack.
Alright.
So swing.
Right now?
Might as well
Okay.
swing with you first.
Okay.
Well, the horse gets 4 to attack, right?
I skipped him last turn. That's my own dumb fault. Where's my bronze d20? This right here? Oh, thank you. Natural 20?
Yeah, that's gonna just kill one.
Alright, great.
Next.
I was inspired by the arrow and the magic missile. I was like, yes! And I follow it up with a 12 plus 8 for another 20, but not natural.
That's what it.
And
Reroll both of them.
yeah, both.
5.
That's 5 plus 5 for 10. And my horse bites his dick off.
Okay.
Plus 4, so 16 for 20.
That is.
And then 2d4 plus
think-
4, 2d6 plus 4.
Yeah, I think the minimum kills it.
Yeah, and it's it's a 1 and a
2, 3. So 3 plus 4.
3 plus
Yep.
4 for
And it only had 5 hit points left.
tramples the rest of it. I just wound it and the
And
horse
there's, so there's one
crap
left,
over.
and he doesn't even seem to know or care that all of his friends are
Really?
dead.
No.
Just,
That's important to know. So I thought we would throw after a fireball and we crash through the lines, they would be routed.
I was say they don't even really seem
They-
to care
These
about each
things,
other.
these things really don't give a shit, do they?
One of them got hurt and they tried to eat it.
These
They're
are-
still doing that, by the way.
I was gonna say
Down the way, like just like 20 feet from you, there's 2 guys eating one of the other orcs that got hit by
I
the
thought that was
arrow.
kind of clear earlier that they're either in some sort of berserk or
Yeah. So there's one left.
I haven't
When I
met
just
many orcs.
somebody.
Smash it or-
Do I need to get off my horse and run over there and hit it?
No, you've had enough time to wheel it around. You can just tick it.
Yeah, let's do that.
you can do it. No, you can't.
7 plus 9 is.
I thought it was
Yeah,
a 1. I was like, I don't
17.
do.
Then I think it's 6 plus 6. So that's 10.
Okay. It's like kind of like just stumbles, swings its axe at you, and you can just finish it off. And that's all of them. There's like 25, 27 dead, burned, clubbed, sorted orcs in this little, valley. But then there's 2 that are eating a buddy up the pathways from where he first shot that arrow.
If I shoot another one, will it be a sneak attack?
I'll throw a javelin in too.
Yeah. If you try to approach them or make yourself known in any way, they kind of like get up and just charge you. It doesn't like
they don't run.
Like they don't run. They don't care. They definitely look like they're not in their right mind.
Okay, yeah.
That you're not questioning. Don't even worry about it.
Oh.
Like, you just finish them off. Like you have complete advantage in the situation. You just arrow to the neck and club to the ground type thing.
Well, I apologize, my lord. I didn't think they would. Thought they would rout. Something wrong with these ones, I think.
Yeah, if there's an army of these between us and Volcundral, that could be a problem.
I agree. I agree with the Gold Witch.
Reference.
What?
That's no surprise.
She said if there's an army of these between us and Volcundral, there will be a problem. And Zernex said Fort Rolfrost.
Literally no one else got hit but you.
I've done my job well, my lord.
That's true. You protected us. I can't believe I didn't get touched.
You and I also did all your range stuff, so
Yeah, just
made
I'm
perfect.
gonna lay
Also,
on
like
hands.
all the
Thunderwave
melee
was
people.
pretty dope. I was
I'll
excited
laugh my
about that.
wounds off with a lay on hands.
Oh.
I'm fine.
You can regroup with the dwarves. They say that they've never seen orcs like that before. Something's gotten into them.
Are we smart enough or intelligent enough to tell if the wounds are self-inflicted or if this is something that's
Make an investigation.
done ceremoniously?
And multiple
or
of us
something like
make an investigation.
Absolutely. Anyone who wants to try to discern what's going on with these orcs can make an investigation.
My investigation's not great.
that. Mine's on either 14 is what I got.
I mean, I'm
Give it a
curious
fucking
too.
go.
This isn't how soldiers work. 18?
Man, what's your investigation
I
bonus?
only got
8,
11.
0.
So.
Zero.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting the.
What is yours?
I only got 11. So.
Sure.
Yeah, it's 18.
6.
Didn't I ask you to use her gold dice?
Oh, right. Yep. So that's 22. The lips look literally like they've chewed off their own lips.
Oh my god.
Like, and you saw it, like, you noticed it when they're eating. Like, they're just snapping away. They probably they get in this hunger frenzy or whatever, and they
like
end
eat
up
through their own lips
biting
as they eat?
Right, they end up biting their own lips and splitting them and cutting them open, and they just heal and
So this
repeat.
they've been doing this for a while. These aren't like a minute ago they got friends.
No, like
their faces.
Yeah, their faces it's scaled back from constant tearing, cutting, all that. Healed, done again, healed, done again, healed, done again, until the lips just peel back from the face because it keeps getting wounded, self-inflicted. They are.
I'm gonna ride back and I'm gonna say like, you keep looking. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna meet back and with the dwarves.
You got with the dwarves.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I just wanna make sure that, okay.
They seem to be like, they're not frothing at the mouth, but their saliva is acrid. It is very, very you can see like burn marks or rivulets in their skin where the saliva has constantly run down and burned into their skin.
So these are orcs, I say loudly.
Nope. Duraldril says, I don't know what happened to these, but these ain't normal. Something's gotten into them.
So that means they don't know either, really.
They don't know either. And like besides like the modeling, it looks like sickly flesh, especially around anywhere that there's soft tissue or exposed, like where blood would be exposed to. So around the eyes, like where the blood vessels are and things like that. Around the mouth is that yellowish flesh, almost jaundiced flesh.
What could possibly be wrong with them? Is this sickness? Is it magic? Is there magic in yours?
She has to detect magic. So, nope.
I cover my mouth.
And this
my
is
snoot.
since they're doing this to themselves like constantly, and this doesn't seem like it's a recent affliction. Like they're wearing clothes, they have weapons. It hasn't completely debased them or ran through them. They're still civilized, or at least acting somewhat in a tribal manner. This seems to be
Only when they see us,
Yeah.
or see enemies, yeah.
it seems to be long term. Like this isn't something that just happened to these people. This is the way they are. So it's a long term effect that happened to these orcs.
So, are they orcs then? Or
They
are
were
just,
at some point. I mean, they're
just what
they're
these orcs
yeah.
are like.
These orcs are like.
How old is this land?
Icewind Dale and the Great Iceberg have been around for not iceberg, glacier. Northern Glacier have been around since the beginning of the realms. You guys probably strike forward again, but a little bit more cautious about this.
Maybe we should pull off a ways and rest.
Yeah, you take your 10 minutes, you take your short rest. You guys also now definitely send you up to scout, you and probably Ricker, to make sure you're on the same path, on the right path, but also to scout out. Because of your thunder wave and a couple other the smites and the fireballs going off, you now every once in a while hear some echoes through the foothills, growls and guttural language here and there, and lay low. You definitely, I'm assuming you're not going to be rushing into any more conflicts with these things if you see them.
Well, especially if we don't have time to rest.
You do have a time for short rest, not a long rest.
So what does a short rest give me back spell-wise?
Nothing.
Really, okay.
Yeah, just allows you to spend hit dice to get hit points back.
Also, my 5 extra hit points are gone
No,
now.
8 hours.
Oh,
Yeah,
8 hours. Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So we're probably on 7 now. And then if a short rest is
Yeah.
yeah.
10 minutes,
Yeah.
30 minutes, or whatever it is. So you guys are going up to mountains with Ricker. You and Ricker hide stealthily, as quiet as possible. You're looking around. You do see they don't go up in ones or twos or scouts. It's very easy to spot them. They hang out at the tops of foothills, looking for things, and you see when they see stuff too. If they probably animals
Tear it up, yeah.
but they just tear off in different areas. So you navigate people, you navigate the group through this area, all the way south towards that peak that you saw the lights on, and now you're definitely you feel surrounded. You feel that these things, you're in this territory. You get up to where 2 great mountain peaks or 2 great mountains kind of hug each other around another one, and on one of your visits up to one of the foothills, Ricker is notices kind of like a canyon path through it, because now that you're getting into mountains and you have a cart, you're starting to look at. You have to look for a path. You have to find paths. And he goes, well, I think the light was in the back mountain, so we need to go through this pass, I think.
We definitely need to scout the distance of the path first, most likely.
So you guys sit down that evening at the mouth, or right there's a last little band of foothills between you and the mouth of the pass, the heading of the starting of the pass, before you go in, because it seems like the orc concentration is getting pretty heavy here, and you don't want to risk going too far forward just to try to put up your hut and everything. And that's where we're going to cut it. You are at the foot of a mountain that could hold Volkundrel with your Dwarven entourage.
I thought they were undead or something
surrounded
like that.
by
Those are scary orcs.
surrounded by feral, rabid orcs.
What do you think? Okay.
They are terrifying to behold.
That's some scary ones.
Yeah.
I've never. The one time I think like, actually, let's do some fucking army soldier skirmish shit. Let's break the ranks. There's more of them than are of us, so let's use tactics to our advantage. Oh no! These are cannibal, feral, fucking dog orcs. Great.
That's used. Well, yeah, the cannibal because they ate the one. But I'm glad you picked up on that.
Okay.
That is part. That is part of the description of them. So yes. Nice. What's to take us out?
How about that?
Who?
Dayton?
Not me. Fuck.
Get off the phone. Like,
All right, everybody. Poke your eyes out games. Pico 05.
It was 00066.
Thanks for following. Thanks for stopping by tonight. Poke your eyes. Thanks for giving the suggestions on the audio and everything like that. Wes, as always, thanks for coming by and checking us out.
Wildcard Curtis.
Carl.
Carl.
Oh.
My bad. He's got the wrong number. I got
Is
the
this
wrong
Amanda's dude, or are we trying to
Jesus
like
Christ.
fucking give him nipper news? Anyways, thanks everybody who came and watched. We will be back next week.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Hopefully on time.
For the
Should be on
the
time.
trek
Yeah.
I
to
don't close next
Volcundral.
week, so
No, I know it. You can't help it.
there's been another episode of the Wileyverse.
Thank you for joining us, everybody. Thanks for the follows. Oh man, this is good stuff. I can't wait. We're finally getting to.